Fight 5, 145 pounds, Luke Nyland, R.C. Haggins. Fight 6 of the night, we got Steele McCall versus Chris Calhoun. Fight 7 on the night, we got Robert Thompson, Keith Johnson. Fight 8 of the night, 157 pounds, Marius Kuzba and Andy Roberts. And the main event of the evening, 135 pounds, Brian Fry versus Kyle Maynard. I'm gonna go out on beat you to the punch. I'm jacked.
Great.
Fans are starting to file in here tonight.
Yeah, this venue, you can't help but be jacked. We got dirt floors. We got a cage, a square cage at that. I mean, we got fold-out tables right here.
Fold-out chairs, fold-out porta potties. I believe we have a boiled peanut stand under the roof.
No, that's Fat Willie's hot dogs with an American flag hanging in the front.
I promise you he's
stop.
selling boiled peanuts over there.
Absolutely.
If he's not,
but
he's a shutdown right now.
Them, but he's not boiling. That's
Right.
my guess.
Right.
That's my guess. He's not an official sponsor.
Hey, we'll go with the dried peanuts. It's all right. They'll mix in perfectly with the hay on the floor.
Absolutely.
Hay and boiled peanut shells. I can't think anywhere else I want to be right. Clearly. We're going to Auburn Fight Night here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Cliff Fretwell here along with Brandon DC.
Absolutely.
We got Matty B riding shoddy though. Not to be denied. Matty B riding shoddy.
He's hunting.
Cougar hunting, if you will.
Absolutely. He brought his rifle.
We got about 5 minutes to start time. First fight out of the blocks, 155 pounds, Sid Bargo, Quentin Durant. They'll be making their way to the ring here shortly once our ring announcer gets down there and calls them on in. I'd like to thank David Oblis and Undisputed Productions for bringing this to Auburn. The fans are filing in.
Yeah, it's starting to fill up. It's not bad.
It's filling up. I wasn't hating. That was just me seeing about 27 adolescents funneling some natural light when I was walking in. They took care of business and now they're in.
The question is did you partake?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Allegedly.
I do not like natural light. Absolutely not.
He put a bush light in there and went for it.
Absolutely, of course.
Understandable.
Silver bullets. But long time in the waiting for Kyle Maynard to make his MMA debut. A lot of people against it, a lot of people for it. Bottom line is, David Oblis is a promoter, he promotes, and Kyle Maynard's one of those guys that just likes to constantly break barriers and push the envelope, and that's what he's doing.
Clearly.
Regardless of whether you agree with it or not, I think you got to respect the fact that, he's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to push the envelope. He's not going to let anybody tell him no. So you got to respect that aspect of it. From a safety standpoint, from ability standpoint, who knows? We'll find out tonight. Yeah, we're going to find out tonight. Like I said, I kind of got mixed emotions about it. Knowing Kyle, seeing Kyle wrestle in high school, train him a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how things play out tonight. But bottom line, I hope it's a good fight. I hope both fighters walk out of the ring safe, and the fans get their money's worth. That's pretty much what we're looking for.
I'm not sure what they're charging admission here, but my guess is money's not an issue. They're getting their money's worth. This arena, this setting, this crowd, you're getting your money's worth.
Saw a lot of people break out the high heels and the nice dress tonight.
Somebody's pissed. I'm pissed if I'm in open-toed high heels walking on a dirt floor.
Yeah. I'm a little upset that my good running shoes have a little bit of dirt on them. But
me and Matty B actually talked about that earlier. We knew you'd be upset.
I'm a little upset. I'm a shoe guy. I'm a shoe guy. Sorry.
Clearly.
Sorry, I'm a shoe guy.
A lot of dirty foot going on here.
Streaming live on the internet. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We got 9 fights slated. We got some amateur fights with a couple pro fights sprinkled in. 3 pro fights. So we got 6 amateur fights, 3 pro fights finishing out tonight.
they've bumped up the media for this fight. Kyle Maynard, he draws a crowd, he draws attention. He is not just a local celebrity. This guy's known nationwide.
Yeah, he's definitely known nationwide. No Excuses book came out a while back. That grabbed a lot of attention.
Won the ESPY.
Won the ESPY for a disabled athlete.
Oprah. He was on Oprah.
He's on Oprah.
I mean,
did his book make it in the Oprah Book Club though?
To me,
that's
being on Oprah that's his highest achievement. I'd like to be on Oprah.
If I'm on Oprah, I'm calling Grandma to let her know I'm on Oprah.
If I'm on Oprah, I'm getting a hug, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I'm gonna get a slow, long hug.
I would like to interview Oprah at a fight, personally.
My chances are you're probably not gonna find Oprah around an MMA fight. That's just a shot in the dark, son.
Maybe she's doing a special. I don't know.
Maybe so. I don't know. But he's nationally known. He travels the country, maybe even the world, doing motivational speaking. Just opened up a No Excuses gym, CrossFit gym, up in the Gwinnett area. So Kyle Maynard doing it big on all levels. Gotta appreciate that. But a lot of media buzz has been around whether this fight should even happen tonight.
Regardless of what you think about it, Kyle Maynard, he's in the scene, he's around the scene, he's everywhere. I mean, he's making himself known. He's making a living off this as far as the business aspect of it with his gym goes. He's making his presence known as a fighter. We're going to see what happens tonight. What's your call? Early on, what's your call? What's your feel?
I think Kyle's strengths are, he's got a decent north-south choke position. I think he's got a decent head and arm triangle. I was watching some of his Naga fights earlier this week, and it's just one of those guys hard to keep still, you know.
And let's talk about strength here. What kind of strength is this guy bringing to the table? 135.
He's got ridiculous strength, but the issue with him is he lacks leverage. He lacks leverage in certain positions, I mean, it's no secret that he doesn't have the limbs that the guy he's fighting. So that's gonna be an issue for control. It's gonna be hard to control him on the ground. And like I said, man, we'll see how it plays out. I really have no idea how this fight's gonna play out. A lot of people think he's just gonna get smashed. A lot of people think he has an unfair advantage because it's hard to grab a hold of him and control him. He's gonna be a constantly downed opponent. So never gonna be able to knee him or kick him to the head. So my guess is gonna be a grappling match, you know, and we'll see. We'll see.
Either way, he wins it, in my opinion.
And I would like to give a big-time shout-out to my boy Tom Mitchell.
Tommy the Pimp Hand.
Yeah.
The Pimp Hand.
Pimp Hand. Shout-out to Tommy. The road dog that defines what a road dog is.
For Tom Mitchell right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's to Tom Mitchell. That's a cheers.
Yeah.
That's a cheers.
Black labels all around here, Tommy. They wouldn't let us bring the black labels in tonight. Tom Mitchell, listen live in Gwinnett.
That's big.
Appreciate you tuning in.
That's
Appreciate
big
everybody tuning in on the World Wide Web tonight. Sponsors BattlePass.com. Handle all the tickets and everything. Check out BattlePass.com for upcoming MMA events that they're covering. Red Dawn. And I'm telling you, if you've never been on Red Dawn, RedDawnParty.com, I promise you will have no clue what happened to you the night before when you wake up the next morning.
My guess, looking
That's
around,
a fact.
there are plenty of people here on Red Dawn looking for hand-pulled pork sandwiches.
Absolutely.
That's my guess right now.
Shout out to Josh Stephen.
Yeah, that's a little love there.
Shout out to Josh Stephen.
Hey, Mike Stephen. Hey, he'll tear this place down right now. Mike Stephen's in the house. Everyone's shutting down.
Absolutely.
My opinion.
Cliff Redwell, Brandon Veazey live from Auburn Fight Night. David Oblis, Undisputed Productions, bringing the MMA fights down here to Auburn. Pretty much 99% college kids tonight, and in no way is that a bad thing.
I feel like you're stereotyping.
When I look around the room and I see college students, then I'm calling it like I see it. And it looks like we might be bringing our first fight of the night.
We got the ring freshly swept. All the glass is off the floor.
John Kuros
We're ready to rumble.
John Kuros' diamond stud earring that shattered earlier in warm-ups has been swept off the ring apron.
Let's go to the ring for the call.
Absolutely.
You can also visit Autorama.net.
Absolutely.
For your Atlanta used car needs.
And welcome to Auburn Fight Night. Come on, Auburn, you got to do better than that. Are you ready for some action? Tonight's fights are brought to us by David Oblis' Undisputed Productions. And welcome to Auburn Fight Night here at the Auburn Covered Arena. Must thank our sponsors, Red Dawn Supplement and Mood Enhancers. Check them out at reddawnparty.com. They're also in the back. Check out their booth.
Tom Wynn walking around
Sigma
with his
Pi
belt.
Fraternity here to my left.
Might
And
be
of
some
course,
hardware.
David Oblis' Undisputed Productions. Auburn, are you ready for some fights? All right, let's welcome our fighters into the ring. Fighting out of the blue corner, from X3 Sports, Sid Bargo.
Cam McCarr's ponytail looking extra sweet tonight, son.
Looks like he is freshly shaved underneath the top part.
I had an undercut when I was in high school.
He needs to tuck in the back of the shirt there, though. He did miss a spot on the top.
I am a little disappointed in his pants choice. He usually breaks out some great chef pants. Just went straight black tonight. He's murdered out from the waist down.
That's Johnny Cash style.
He's going Johnny Cash.
You gotta respect that.
You gotta respect that.
That
Absolutely.
demands respect.
Got Sid Bargo making his way to the ring right now. Marietta, Georgia. Fighting out of X3 Sports. Great camp up in Atlanta.
Sid Bargo 1-1, 155 pounds, 5'8", age 26. I'd say he's in his prime.
Absolutely. I got no arguments with you there. I'm going to pick my spots throughout the evening to argue with you.
Those will be few and far between.
I'll win
As
most
I am
of
the
them.
guru.
Yeah, and I will win most of them. Tom Wynn is still looking for a pin, but he's still got his belt on, ladies and gentlemen. Streaming live on the internet tonight. We'd like to welcome everybody tuning in to KyleMaynardFight.com. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey. Got 9 fights on the card tonight. Sid Bargo making his way in the ring tonight for our first fight of the night. 155-pound amateur fight.
From Oxford, Alabama, Quinton Art.
Absolutely. It will not be the first time.
And you guys might wonder if you've mainly watched fights in Atlanta, amateur fights have to wear shin guards and you can only punch to the body on the ground. Things are going to change a little bit here in Alabama. You notice they don't have the shin guards on. And they can punch to the head on the ground. Rules are going to change because we're out here in Alabama.
Basically, it's a brawl.
We got promoter David Oblis over here. He's writing me a note. It's his room number. Dave, we're live on the internet.
No soliciting,
Yeah,
sir.
thank
No
you.
soliciting.
Thank you. Quinton Arent's about to make his way into the ring. 155-pound amateurs.
Quinton Arendt is 7-1, 5'7", 28 years old, 2 years the elder here.
I think that plays zero factor. Oxford, Alabama. So he's kind of local.
From Southern Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Southern BJJ. So amateur rules in Alabama are pretty much going to be more like pro rules that you're used to. No elbows on the ground. 3 3-minute rounds. So the round times don't change, but they're not wearing shin guards and they can punch to the head on the ground. So a little bit more liberty. But we'd like to welcome everybody to Auburn Fight Night, Undisputed Productions. David Oblis making it happen once again. The most hated man in MMA, he says.
I love him.
He's
I love
cuddly.
him.
He's cuddly. He's like a big bear.
A small bear.
You're right, small bear. He's trying to stroke his ego there for a minute. Quinton Arent's making his way into the ring.
Aaron's got quite a bit more experience here. 6 more fights than Bargo.
Pretty decent size, 155 pounders.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's from
Aaron's
X3
definitely a bigger
Sports.
man.
He weighed in at 145 pounds. He has 1 win and 1 loss. Fighting out of Marietta, Georgia, Sid Barco.
All right, so we're going 3 3-minute rounds. Is conditioning, how big of a factor is that in a 3 3-minute round fight?
I mean, conditioning's always going to be a factor in a fight. You know, you got to train. You got to train, in my opinion, you got to train for 2 3 minutes more longer of a fight.
He has a record of 7 wins and only 1 loss. He's from Oxford, Alabama.
X3 Sports, I can
Let's
speak
hear it
of.
for
I've trained with those guys before. Sid Bargo's going to be in shape. Sid Bargo's coming into this fight prepared for a 15-minute fight. So I can speak to what his shape's going to be. As far as what kind of shape Aaron's is going to be in, he looks like he's a good athlete. It looks like he's coming in good shape. But I guess we'll find out here in a second. First fight of the night, Auburn Fight Night, Undisputed Productions. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey here. Cam Harg, our ref.
Great set of sweatpants right here.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't get over it.
You know, I was hoping for some chef pants or some Zubaz.
Ponytail is rocked out.
Looks like Bargo's coming out. He looks a little bit more comfortable on his feet. Aaron's kind of dancing around here a little bit. Hands are a little bit further down. Both guys got their hands down a little bit. Both guys need to get their hands up. Bargo kind of stalking here in the center of the ring. Aaron's kind of circling. Aaron in the red and black trunks. Bargo in the camo trunks. Oh, nice looping right hand. We're going to go 3 3-minute rounds. It's amateur MMA. They pretty much fight anywhere on their feet, on the ground. If there's no action on the ground, our referee Cam will stand them back up. A couple ways you can win the fight. You can win the fight on decision. You can win the fight on a tap out or knockout, or obviously a disqualification. Hopefully we don't have to worry about disqualification tonight. Kind of feeling out here.
What can you get disqualified for?
You can actually get disqualified if you throw your opponent over the top of the ring ropes. Or the top of the cage.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, that would be pretty entertaining. You know, fish hooking, eye gouging, consistent low blows, just overall bad sportsmanship, and the referee decides to call the fight.
Tony Armas wouldn't mind seeing someone going flying over there.
Absolutely. Oh, nice right hook there. Let's see if Bargo, well, it looked like a low blow there by Bargo. Before the lat drop there, Bargo with a solid low blow. Looked like he caught him with a nice looping right hand. Aaron was kind of dancing around. His hands were a little low.
Got a lot of blood coming from the nose here.
Bargo just kind of lunged in, looping punch, called Aaron. He's going to get, I think he gets as much time as he needs right here to cover. It's obviously an unintentional low blow. I'm sorry, I may have jinxed Aaron there talking about low blows, but I'd like to welcome everybody to the Auburn Fight Night, streaming live on the internet, sponsored by Battle Pass and Red Dawn. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey. Appreciate everybody tuning in. He's got 5 minutes.
Is that injury time?
That is not injury time. You're thinking of blood time.
Recovery time? What do we got? We got a low blow.
It's recovery time.
I need 5 minutes to recover from a low blow. I know Tom Mitchell needs 5 minutes at minimum to recover from a low blow.
Tommy, I was mistaken. Tommy's listening to us live from New Jersey. Not Gwinnett tonight. Guy gets around. Not gonna lie.
That's a fact.
So looks like Aaron's corner here. What? I don't know why Aaron's corner is giving it a chance to clean him up. He should just be on recovery time at this point. I'm not quite understanding what's going on here, but
a good bit of blood, man.
Blood shouldn't be a factor. They should wait till the end of the round to take care of that in the corner. the fight was stopped for a low blow, so it should be 5 minutes recovery time, and they shouldn't be allowed to work on the blood coming out of his nose unless there's a Alabama fight rule I don't know about.
Still looks a little uncomfortable in the crotch area.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got his jewels racked, but looks like we're going to go back to it. But that punch by Bargo definitely connected with the nose of Arendt there, and let's see if that really affects Arendt. A lot of times when guys see their own blood or know they're hurt, it could really affect them in the fight. Let's see if Bargo moves in for the kill or Arendt gets off. Sometimes a hurt fighter can be a dangerous fighter. Bargo definitely feeling a little bit more confident here, throwing some head kicks. Both guys still a little flat-footed here. I'd like to see Arendt moving around a little bit. There you go.
We're in a feel-out process right now.
Feeling-out process is kind of past. I mean, once those blows, once they start trading some leather there, the feeling-out process is kind of gone at that point. But nice right hand again. Bargo with a nice pass. He's in side control here. Let's see what his ground game looks like. Bargo really wants to keep a heavy right hip right here. Believe it or not, he can actually, nice knees here. Short time in the round. But Bargo can drop some knees here.
We got a cowbell coming.
Short time is going to be the end of the round. And definitely first round goes to Sid Bargo.
Without a doubt. Dropped
Arendt twice. And got a nice pass, got side control. If I'm in Arendt's corner right now, number one, you got to circle away from Bargo's power. You got to get your hands up. You got to move your feet. You got to get off a little bit. If Arendt is a wrestler, then maybe he needs to just circle away from that power, look for a takedown, and then try to finish him on the ground. If not, if he's a stand-up guy, then he's just got to get his hands going. Auburn Fight Night, streaming live on the internet tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We got 9 fights on the card. First fight is in the ring right now. We're in between rounds 1 and 2. Our referee calling the guys back to the center of the ring. Bargo definitely winning that first round. I mean, some could maybe even call it a 10-8 round. Dropped him twice.
And what's Arendt got to do? We know what he's got to do to not get knocked out of this, but what's he going to do to get back in it?
Arendt's not looking very good right now. He's got a big mouse over his left eye. He's obviously took some shots to the nose. He's bleeding pretty bad earlier. It looks like Bargo's just going to chase him down, look for that looping left hook there. He kind of lunges in and caught Arendt with it earlier. That's Arendt in the black and red trunks. We got Bargo in the camo trunks. Bargo fighting out of X3. Arendt fighting out of Southern BJJ. Arendt from Alabama. Bargo from Marietta, Georgia. Oh, nice counter punch in there. It looks like Arendt has caught 3 real solid power punches, and all 3 of them have dropped him. We got a half guard here. What Bargo really wants to do is he wants to cut his left knee up the middle here and look for mount or side control here.
What's Arendt looking to do? Keep his head and shoulder, keep his posture low?
Arendt needs a retained guard right here. He needs to cut his left knee up under Bargo's right knee and retain guard and try to work a submission off his back or get back to his feet. But, I mean, if I'm Arendt, I really don't want to get back to my feet because it's resulted in 3 knockdowns to this point.
Agreed. So is he looking to avoid the full mount right now?
Yeah, full mount or side control. That's where most of the damage is going to come from. Guard right there. And Bargo's going to look to rain down some punches here. What Bargo really needs to do is get a high guard here or high mount right here, walk his knees up. And the difference between being in a ring and being in a cage is there's a lot of blood coming out of Arendt's nose right now.
But he seems to be protecting himself pretty well.
Really, he needs to pull. He's actually fighting back off his back halfway decent. He needs to pull Bargo down what he's doing right now, and maybe hope for a stand-up. I don't think our referee's going to stand him up with a mount position because it's a pretty dominant position. But he needs to shrimp that right or left knee back up and retain half guard and try to retain full guard at this point. But Bargo's doing a good job of controlling him. He really needs to start raining down some punches. He's got an arm bar there. He's up against the cage, so it's going to be hard for him to finish it. Bargo's covered in Arentz's blood.
The crowd is looking for a tap.
He got it.
This crowd's coming alive right now. The hometown guy gets the loss, but the crowd, they're in it for the long run.
The crowd wants to see a W, wants to see a dominant victory, and they got Tony Tucci, John Quiros in the ring there, got Hanieta in the ring as well. Good camp at X3. Bargo definitely was prepared. Stand-up looked pretty sharp, ground game looked pretty sharp. It resulted in a pretty dominant victory. X3's got 4 fighters on the card tonight.
Just got a text from Tommy Mitchell. He said he definitely needs 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And Tom, Kyle Maynard fights last fight of the night, our main event, which will be fight number 9. We just finished fight number 1.
In tonight. Yeah, that was fight number 1 in the books. Sid Bargo smashed it up a little bit. Took out the hometown boy. Or the home state boy, rather.
Yeah. I don't even know where Oxford is. I assume a long way from here.
Bargo lacked the fight experience from a competition standpoint, but he definitely was a better fighter tonight. By far, dominant fighter tonight. I'm sure Aaron will go back to the drawing board, regroup, and come back a better fighter.
I must say I have one complaint about Auburn fight nights, and that's no ring girl.
Yeah, pretty disappointed as well. There's plenty of people here that would qualify to be as such.
Maddie B.
Maddie B would be my first choice, and then there's a couple within shouting distance that
Absolutely.
could serve
Absolutely.
as a ring card girl. That's neither here nor there. We're about to bring in our
Just
second fight of
nitpicking.
the night.
Just nitpick.
You can nitpick. You can nitpick. Cam dabbing up a little bit of Arentz's face off the mat there.
That is a great ponytail.
That is a phenomenal ponytail.
That's the best ponytail in this arena tonight.
I'm sure it is. Joe Pascal making his way into the ring.
Joe Pascal, 6'6", 199.
I haven't seen the guy yet, but if he has somewhat of a decent build, I would say that's pretty decent.
He reigns from Manassas, Virginia. 25 years old. I'm not seeing anybody 6'6". Correction, that's Diego Lima.
That's the brother of Douglas Lima, I believe it is. Thought I recognized Douglas Lima walking up to the ring there. So that's going to be Diego Lima making his way to the ring. No slouch, 6'1", 189 pounds.
Got a 10-pound disadvantage in the weight category.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been a catch weight at 200 pounds. I don't know if Pascal couldn't make the weight or what. We'll see how that plays out.
Pascal's got a little crowd all the way from Virginia. It sounds like he's got a little backing here.
Yeah, it says he trains at Auburn MMA though, so I guess he's from Virginia, but he's technically a local guy.
Deciding to rep Virginia.
They got a chant going. And he's walking in by himself.
We got the nickname Joe Pa. I believe that is a knockoff from the Nittany Lions of Penn State's head coach Joe Paterno.
Well, I'm not gonna judge.
Joe Paterno, my guess, fight either one of these guys straight up. He's 87 years old.
I see Joe Paterno as being more of a footlock kind of guy.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to get punched in the face with those glasses, that's for sure. But the Joe Pa here tonight, Joe Pascal.
He came to fight.
And, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 10 pounds doesn't pay a difference.
10 pounds, no difference, really.
Yeah, no difference, difference.
He's got not only 10 pounds, but he's got 5 inches in 10 pounds. It's got to be a size.
I'm saying the reach might pay a difference. I'm not thinking the poundage pays a difference. We'll see. We'll see. I don't like to make snap judgments.
What's your call? I'm going with a little.
Snap judgments got me waking up in a ditch one night. So
that was last night.
I said one night. I didn't specify when.
Or maybe that's tomorrow. I'm not sure.
It could be tonight if I play my cards right.
Yeah.
We're streaming live on the internet tonight. Auburn Fight Night. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Beasy. We're here in Auburn, Alabama. Undisputed Productions. Bringing the show on the road down here. Main event, Kyle Maynard versus Brian Fry.
We got Fat Willie's providing the food. Like to wash that down with an ice cold Budweiser.
We got Fat Willie's. We got Domino's, and the bar is a trash can tub over there full of Budweiser and Bud Light. The floor is made of dirt. The cage is made of chain link fence. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be right now.
Agreed. I'm jacked.
And Matty B's making a beer run.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Joe Pa making his way into the ring. I think he's got to tape his gloves up. I can't see what they're trying to do over there. Diego Lima came to the ring. Looks like he's all business. Training at Ascension MMA. Out there with Douglas Lima, Sukai Brothers. His jiu-jitsu is going to be above average, to say the least. About to see if the reach advantage plays a difference.
Pascal has got a crowd here tonight.
He's got a crowd, and he's about 3 heads taller than the cage.
Well, he's decently put together. Sounds like we got a side bet going on here in the crowd.
Early bets going on. Make me some money, baby. Joe Pa has 8,000 people watching him here tonight.
We've been giving Matty B props all night, nonstop.
Yeah, Tommy. Mind your business, Tommy.
Absolutely.
Hey, and Diego Lima looks like he's about to open up a can of Smash Mouth.
Giving up 5 inches and 10 pounds, he better bring it.
He's going to have to bring it. Joe Pa's got 8,000 people here watching him. He's got a real relaxed, like Muay Thai looking stance right here. Lima definitely that more active of the two. Slow leg kick. Looks like both guys might be content to bang here. We got Auburn Fight Night streaming live on the internet, KyleMaynardFight.com. 9 fights on the night. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey. Second fight of the night, 200-pound amateur MMA. Oh, nice looping right hand. Lima hurt him big. Joe Pa. Good night, Joe Pa. Lima, nice overhand right. Put him to sleep.
You called it. Lima came to fight, baby. Came to fight.
For the record, I'm 2 for 2 tonight. Joe Pa getting to his feet there.
I'm saying you didn't call the first fight.
Absolutely.
You would not go out on a limb there. You stayed conservative.
Quick shot right there.
Yeah, this
Quick
fight
shot.
ends early. That knockout came in 37 seconds into the first round.
And I might be crazy, but I think Joe Pa's cornerman just picked one of his teeth up off the mat and handed it to him. That is no lie. Allegedly.
Along with his pride. He also picked his pride up.
Hey, man, got to give the guy props. He came out. I think he might have been a little too relaxed. Lima was dancing.
This was Pascal's first fight.
I would say nerves maybe could have played a factor. I don't know. He had a real relaxed stance, which honestly bothered me right off the bat. Nice right hand, though, from Lima. No, you can take that. Paul Crichton from Crichton MMA just stole my fight card. Shout out to Paul Crichton.
Mad Dog style.
Lima's jacked. He wants to fight some more, I can tell.
37 seconds not enough.
He probably trained a lot harder than to get 37 seconds in the ring.
A win's a win, though, right?
Something? What are you talking about? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, we're going massive, and I'm talking colossal. When I say massive, I'm talking colossal. SatLogic Networks. Jim McGee, the president of SatLogic, is the reason why you're hearing this on the internet tonight. He yelled at me earlier for dropping a cuss word.
That's out of Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia.
So all you AT aliens out there listening in,
Shout out SatLogic Networks, Jim McGee, if you want to stream something live on the internet, your kid's birthday, an MMA fight, or hey, you just want to get weird
hey,
in the wee hours of the morning and want to put it on the internet.
Absolutely. If
Call
you're
Jim
alone
McGee.
or with a partner.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I think he'll do it all. I'm not sure.
Or
We'll have to
with
verify
five
that.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Jim McGee knows no bounds. The almighty dollar.
We're here
is
for
what
the
he
party.
answers to.
He's here for the party.
He's there for the party.
That's jim.mcgehee@satlogicnetwork.com. For all your...
If that ain't a shout out, Jim, I don't know what is.
I don't know what is.
I don't know what is either. We're going to Auburn.
They
Fight
are,
Night.
I just got notified, they are currently looking for his teeth in the ring.
I told you I saw him pick up one ring or one tooth on the corner of the cage over there and hand it to him.
That's a two-tooth bonus.
So that means
Two-tooth bonus. They are looking for his teeth in the padding of the cage right now.
and Joe Pa, like I said, I give anybody, if you haven't fought, you really got no room to talk. I give him all the credit in the world for getting in the cage and slinging leather. If you haven't done it, then you can't really understand takes it, the sack that it takes to get in there. But
don't knock it till you try it.
Absolutely. But Diego Lima, I'm sure he would put an extra notch on the wall, knowing that he claimed a couple of Joe Pa's teeth. Maybe Diego took his teeth with him.
The Tooth Bandit. Diego, the Tooth Bandit Lima.
Wild Bill's Fight Night, we gave the lumberjack.
Latham,
Latham the lumberjack chopping down the stump. And Diego Lima is going to be forever known as the Tooth Man.
Absolutely.
Folks, this is not an intermission. We are looking for Joe Pa's teeth.
This is a medical break. We need to get that on some milk.
I'd like to thank our new sponsor of the evening,
Auburn Dental.
Auburn Dentistry.
If you can't find your dentures, we will.
Absolutely.
We got moss flying in right now. We're completely outdoors. We have a tin roof allegedly above us. We got a barn to our right, a dirt floor, a little bit of hay. Don't worry, there is no poop on this ground. It smells fine in
Freshly
here.
scooped floor.
However, the porta potties, 35 minutes from now, in my opinion, this place is going to be smelling
It's
pretty
going
bad.
to be a wreck. The porta potties are going to be leaking. And I guarantee you, if Cam Mahard takes that ponytail out, it is a full-blown mullet. Full-blown mullet.
I disagree. He's receding, no doubt, but that is not a mullet. As a matter
Full
of fact,
mullet.
it may just be long in the front.
Full mullet. And the only reason I'm getting on Cam's case a little bit is because I'm disappointed in the pants. The pants
I feel like
clearly...
he brought it.
No, he did not bring
Those
it.
are Donna Racine certified sweatpants
If you've
right there,
seen some of the pants Cam's broke out before, you're disappointed tonight.
Completely not relevant. Erroneous on both counts.
Clearly relevant because he went so far as to get new shoes. Those are clearly new shoes, but he slacked on the pants.
Terrible choice on the shoes. I gotta hate that.
Those are signature Cam Mahard shoes. Automix is the only way to rev.
Him and Jack Roberts both.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jack Roberts.
Jack Roberts on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jack Roberts.
Absolutely.
Waiting for fight 3 of the night. That's going to be Neil Ragsdale versus Derek Mann. Neil Ragsdale, parts unknown. Parts unknown.
That's Piedmont.
On my list, I got an underscore. Parts unknown.
We got a little trash talk going on here behind me.
I'd like to see somebody get in the ring and call somebody out tonight. Just seems like that type of night.
Congo deathmatch?
Maybe, I don't
You know
know.
who would like to see the Congo deathmatch? I actually had a conversation today with a guy about this. All you Georgia wrestlers will appreciate this. Rob Carlisle and Adrian Traumatola would be a fabulous Congo deathmatch.
Traumatola by pure domination.
No, I say we go 3 rounds, folk style, freestyle, then Greco, and I got Traumatola winning in the 3rd round on the Greco side.
I got
with a fall.
Traumatola absolutely smashing his way to a 1st round fall.
Winner gets Jeff Bedard.
Neither beats Jeff Bedard.
I don't know. Jeff Bedard has no double leg defense we have seen. No wizard. There's no wizard, no sprawl, nothing.
You're bitter because you lost a $60 bet. Actually, you lost a $30 bet, and then
Went
a
double
double or
nothing.
nothing bet. I flared double Jeff Bedard twice in one night.
Yes, you did. He knew it was coming the second time. No, he could not stop it. He could not defend it.
He felt the pressure.
I lost a lot of respect for Jeff Bedard.
Well, you know.
Oh, Tommy, we went there.
I think we've given up search for the hidden treasure of Joe Pa's teeth. I would only guess at this point that
We're going to charge it to the game.
yeah, we're gonna charge it to the game. We're probably waiting on that fight ended so quick. We're probably waiting on that 3rd fight to get ready to enter the ring. We like to thank BattlePass.com for providing the online ticket sales for tonight's event, Auburn Fight Night. We also like to thank Red Dawn, RedDawnParty.com. Chug a bottle of Red Dawn and then just let stuff get weird.
Don't forget Fat Willie's
let
over
stuff
there.
get weird.
It will get weird, but Fat Willie's, that won't get weird. Got hot dogs, slushies. I think they even got an ice cold Budweiser over there. I'm not sure.
Ice cold.
give a big shout out to TotoCast right now. They're the satellite system that lets all this happen. Big thanks to them for making this Auburn Fight Night live to the world right now via the internet. Google it.
Is that a pink latex glove Cam is currently
I
putting
believe
on his
that
hand?
is lavender.
Or is that mauve? Is that pink, Cam? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed in the pants. Clearly disappointed.
Can't have that.
I'm disappointed. Just for the record, I've already told them, listen at home, I'm disappointed. Disappointed. I was hoping for some Zubaz circa 87, you know, maybe Miami Dolphin print or something.
Miami Dolphin print, huh? Going Ace Ventura out here.
That was my favorite pair of Zubaz pants, man. I was too poor, but boy, when people got tired of them, I was always a year behind because I was so poor. But a year later, you go to the thrift store and I'm wearing Starter, I'm wearing Zubaz. I'm killing it a year later.
Yeah, you're MC Hammer after he's bankrupt,
oh, yeah.
basically.
Michael Jackson,
Absolutely.
jacket and penny loafers 3 years after the
That's
fact.
post nose job. Definitely not cool.
Back when Michael Jackson did not have a mullet.
No, when he did have a mullet.
When he did have
But he was a whole hell of a lot
before
cooler.
Before his mullet caught on fire, is basically what I was saying.
Yeah, along with his soul.
Auburn Fight Night.
Big shout out to Don King. We don't know if he's listening. He
was
may be
listening
lost
last
in oblivion.
weekend.
Showing love to Don King right now. Best hair in all of fighting.
Absolutely. Best hair in sports, I might go say.
Maybe best hair on this planet. I can't think of a better haircut.
You look at that ponytail Cameron Card sporting right now and you tell me best hair on the planet with a serious face.
Congo deathmatch. Don King's hair versus the Red Rocket ponytail.
That is a draw. A majority draw. Still, and it looks like we might be pulling the third fight into the ring. I should have took that intermission for my potty break, but I didn't.
That'd be your 7th potty break of the night.
We did stop twice on the way down here.
Yeah.
Those road beers will get you. I'm not gonna lie, the road beers will get you.
The Yingling's still wearing on from last weekend, as a matter of fact.
Speaking of Yingling, I'm going to throw a shout out to my boy Rich Laser.
Absolutely. Rich Laser on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rich Laser.
Deceptively strong. The most deceptively strong person on this planet, Rich Laser. What a grip. That guy's been working a wrench his whole life. Great facial hair on that man, too. That is
Good
perfectly
facial hair,
trimmed.
deceptively strong. What else
He's
could
the
you
total
want?
package. 40 years old. Tommy Mitchell just officially blasted you and said we need more M&M. No love coming from Tommy Mitchell this way.
Lucky you're in Jersey right now.
Drinking the Haterade in Jersey.
Neil Ragsdale making his way to the ring. Our third fight of the night, 170-pound amateur.
We just have a master mix to beat it? I think we did.
I believe this is Lincoln Park.
Started out, beat it though.
Auburn Fight Night, streaming live on the internet. We appreciate everybody tuning in right now. TotoCast.com, SatLogicNetworks.com is the reason you're being able to watch it on the internet right now. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey. And I'm just happy to be here. We got a dirt floor, a square cage, a little bit of hay scattered about 2,000 Auburn College students.
27 porta potties.
26 and a half porta potties, Fat Louie's, Hot Dog Shack, and some MMA fights.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It does not.
In other words, that dog will hunt.
That dog will hunt, and I know all you Alabama folks know what that means.
We got Neil Ragsdale getting checked out. About to step into the ring. He looks chiseled. Looks ready to fight.
My paper still said he's from parts unknown, so that's what I'm sticking with.
Mine say Piedmont, Alabama. That is Southern BJJ fighting.
And he's fighting another Auburn MMA guy from Joe Pa's camp, and Derek Mann.
It says Ragsdale's 27 here. I've got him lying by his age by 5 years. He's really 32.
And I don't know if it's just ironic both guys chose to come into Lincoln Park, or our DJ's just
That is 3 doors down. That is not Lincoln Park, sir. You stand corrected.
Alright. I'm going DJ slacking, because that's clearly Lincoln Park.
That is 3 doors down.
I don't know what 3 doors down sounds like.
It sounds like that.
This poor guy's not even getting to come into music. You stand corrected, because that's Lincoln Park, sir.
They changed the song.
So we got Ragsdale 2-2, so he's got 4 fights under his belt. And then we got Derek Mann 0-0. So Mann's making his MMA debut.
Mann is the local guy here. He's from Auburn MMA, Auburn, Alabama. 2 Alabama guys going at it.
And then we got Piedmont, Alabama.
I feel a grudge match.
Could be a turf war.
Absolutely. The crowd seems to be indifferent at this point, though.
I have a feeling Auburn guy, Auburn MMA, if they went crazy for Joe Pa, I know they're feeling a little sting. Joe Pa lost, but
well, both schools are over tonight, essentially.
So
what's your call?
Alabama school looking to get on the board tonight.
Absolutely, it's a win-win.
Alabama guy looking to get on the board.
Win-win situation for the hometown crowd. What is your call, Mr. I'm 2-0? Let's hear it right now.
Let me. I'm going on pure crowd reaction.
I'm going Ragsdale on build
and stud bounce. I guess that's my choice, son. Derek Mann.
You're going Mann, I'm going Ragsdale.
Clearly on crowd reaction.
Mann's sucking in. He's sucking in right now.
Ragsdale's been there before. He's got 4 fights under his belt.
And he's put together like a subdivision. No doubt about it.
Cam giving their final instructions. It's going to be 3 3-minute rounds. Auburn Fight Night. I'm Cliff Farewell along here with Brandon Veazey with the call.
I need to make a correction. I thought our bell was a cowbell earlier on. It is a hammer and a metal pipe tied to a string. It sounds good either way.
Either way.
It means the same thing.
Right. Leg kick coming out. Man, got Ragsdale, hands are down, caught a couple shots there. Nice plum clinch from Mann. Ragsdale pulls guard. Reached down for a sweep there, then realized that was a bad idea. First order of business, Ragsdale needs to skate off the cage here. Mann wants to keep him up against the cage. unless Ragsdale starts to push up against the cage and stand up, then he can pin him here on the base of the cage, delve out damage. He's doing a good job of bothering his throat right now, but he's not going to tap him out right here.
So Ragsdale, he's got his feet crossed, kind of in a figure-4 situation.
He's got the body figure-4.
Does he want to keep it locked?
Yeah, I mean, you can figure for the body there. I mean, you see a nice sweep off the cage there by Ragsdale. Kept his composure. Now he's in full mount. Man needs to skate a hip in, retain guard here. He's going to give up his back here in a second. Ragsdale's going to sink those hooks in. Ragsdale's got both boots in, one boot pops out. Bad situation here for Man, but it looks like Ragsdale's a little high. Let's see if Man can bump him off. A little headhunt there for Man. He's got him popped off. Man didn't panic. Amateur rules here in Alabama. You can punch to the head on the ground. Man's on top. Crowd's going crazy. He wants to stand back up. Ragsdale stays on his back. Man gonna delve out some leg kicks here. That's gonna be Man in the black and red trunks. Ragsdale on his back in the black and white trunks. Ragsdale's gonna stay there and Man's gonna back up. Nice little flurry right off the bat, but it looks like Man's the fresher of the two. Hands are dropped. Sloppy flying knee. Kind of falls to his back there. Hits an elevator. That was an elevator, sir. Marty Hudson would be proud. Man's actually got an arm triangle, kind of a weird arm triangle here. Turned the wrong way into it. Auburn Fight Nights, we're streaming live on the internet. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Cliff Farewell along with Brandon Veazey. We got
a hostile crowd, what we got. Place is going nuts.
We got Man on top, Ragsdale on bottom, two Alabama boys going at it. Short time in the round. Ragsdale looks like he threw the kitchen sink out early, and he's pretty much gassed, kind of flying knee, dove in, gave his back. And Man's pounding it down with side control. Left knee to the body. Short time. Man just needs to delve out those hammer fists right there, and that's going to be the round.
That's going to Man.
First round goes to Man by far. Ragsdale, I don't know if it was anxiety dump or conditioning, but you could clearly tell towards the end of that round he was exhausted, kind of threw a real sloppy flying knee in there and just turned his back, gave Man his back. If Man was a little bit sharper on his ground game, he could have ended that fight real quick. You can't necessarily assume that Ragsdale's in terrible shape. A lot of that time deals with nerve management, anxiety dump when they get in the ring. If you get too hyped for a fight or don't warm up properly for a fight, you can be in the best shape of your life and go out there first 30 seconds of the fight. You know, really.
So Ragsdale there, I mean, how close is he to ending this fight? Both hooks in, he's got his back. How close is that fight to being over?
That comes down to experience. He's had 4 fights in the ring, so I expect him to be a little bit more calm under pressure. I think he got a little high, got out of position. Oh, nice head kick! Ragsdale comes out, nice head kick. Man needs to keep those hands up. Leg kicks, side kick.
That's never good.
Goes for a head kick, slips, falls. It's probably not going to be scored as a takedown. What up?
Looks like Ragsdale could come out.
Look for a little sweep there. Man just needs to cut that knee around the corner and get side control. He needs to drop his left hip here and just get his hip pressure on Ragsdale's ribs, establish some position, and then go to work. But he seems to be doing all right now. He's an isolated arm, get a right knee over that near arm of Ragsdale, and that'll take one arm away from defending.
Is Man doing a lot of damage here on the ground and pound? It doesn't seem like he's landing a lot of these blows.
Yeah, they're deflecting for the most part, but that was a nice shot. At this point right now, you know, it's a wide open guard for Man, so he just needs a pass guard. Ragsdale's taking a lot of punishment. That was a good solid shot right there. He can actually get easy mount right here. Camera car's gonna stop the fight. Ragsdale wasn't intelligently defending himself.
You called it.
3-0 before the fans keep him scoring.
Your opinion, should that fight have been stopped right there?
Yeah, I mean, it's amateurs. Cam's going to do the right thing. If you let a fight go too long in the amateur ranks, it might end up injuring a guy who could have had longevity in the sport. So first order of business is the protection of the fighters. Second order of business, making sure that guy lives to fight another day. He doesn't get permanently damaged. Amateur fight here in Alabama, you can punch to the head on the ground, unlike the Georgia amateur rules. So you gotta be cautious there. You want Ragsdale to be able to fight another day. You don't want to be looking for Ragsdale's teeth as well.
There's enough teeth in this ring right now. The local guy finally getting a W here.
Alabama's on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Ragsdale
Auburn's on the board.
Side his head a little roughed up there. He took some damage down there. If he would have got to that guard and just locked the full guard out, he kept his guard wide open, and he let man just smother those hips, walk into pressure, and posture up. I mean, what you got to do when a guy's on top of you like that is, if you got full guard, you need to pull the guy out of his posture. If he postures up, you're giving him range to throw down, some heavy bombs.
Clearly, he had range to throw bombs.
I mean, you want to pull that range. You want to take that range factor out of things. So the closer the guy is to me, the shorter the distance he has to generate motion with his punches. Ragsdale didn't do that. Wasn't defending himself intelligently. So Cam did what he had to do and stopped the fight. Ragsdale lived to fight another day. Man gets on the board for Auburn and the Alabama guys tonight.
Next fight we got coming up, John Puerta and Justin Barnwell. We got John Puerta fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, making his way to the ring, Unit 2 in AU MMA. All right, Cliff, we got Justin Barnwell in the ring right now. He's 6-0. He's fighting out of Macon, Georgia. Rush MMA, Sunkiss Kids. Bobby Demerit in the house in a spiritual vibe versus John Puerta, 6-1, fighting out of Unit 2. John Puerta, a Parkview High School alumni, former Georgia High School wrestling state
All
champion.
I gotta say is, if you're a wrestling guy, you want to see this fight. You throw out names like Sunkiss Kids and Parkview Wrestling, people start getting fired up, son.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say, side note, I know we got guys in the ring. Side note, I just hit the porta potties. They are smelling April fresh.
Really?
Absolutely. Best smelling porta potty I've ever been in. Shout out to King Can.
Yes, yes. Shout out to the custodian crew sent out by King Can right now. Taking care of the poop on the floors. Big shout out to Matty B. Riding up right now, 3 Budweisers deep.
Our official sponsor of the evening,
Absolutely.
Budweiser.
Absolutely.
So, talk a little bit about wrestling and how it plays in MMA. A lot of stud wrestlers coming out of college going into MMA now. Clearly because there's just more money in MMA. You got Ben Askren fighting tonight. You know, you got a lot. He's an Olympian.
You got Puerta here, 112-pound state champion 3 years ago, fighting at 140 tonight. That's a lot of weight.
Hey, he looks like he's filled out well. So check this out. Puerta 6-1, Barnwell 6-0. Barnwell 6-0. These guys got a little bit of fight experience in the ring.
Barnwell, 6'3", compared to Puerta, 5'9".
Your choice. I'm 3-0. I'm going to give you
Puerta.
choice.
Puerta, absolutely.
I'm picking Puerta as well.
That's Parkview trained.
I got to go with the Georgia wrestling boy.
Puerta punching the walls here. He's ready to go.
And the one thing you got to worry about it's who's worked on their ground game and their stand-up game. Both of these guys know how to wrestle, so it's not going to be a wrestling match, guys. It's whoever gets a takedown really doesn't determine the match. It's you know, both guys look pretty sharp on their feet. I'd say Barnwell looks a little bit more comfortable on his feet. Puerta on the balls of his feet a little bit more. Head kick. Puerta scrambles. Barnwell cutting that knee up the middle real quick. Puerta changing off. Little crackdown situation here.
I'd say Puerta's comfortable right here.
Believe it or not, Barnwell's was in a decent situation to deal out some hammer fists. He's got to watch the Kimura here. He's changing off to an arm bar. Puerta weathers the storm real good.
Working the whizzer.
Nice whizzer here.
Jeff Bedard, that's a whizzer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jeff Bedard didn't have that whizzer the other night when I double-legged him for $30.
Twice.
And it looks like Barnwell wins the scramble here. And Puerta's using the cage to stand up. It's exactly what he wants to do. I'd like to see Puerta control some of these wrists right here. He's going to dive into a guillotine choke. That's bad. That's bad business for Puerta. He needs to relax right here, not panic. He needs to get the pressure forward and get his head out like he did.
Puerta working the crackdown.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Barnwell winning the scramble there. Puerta needs to drop. Well, it's amateur MMA and pro MMA. Puerta would need to drop elbows here, but he needs to cut a knee up the middle, get off to the side, or posture up and delve out some blows. He's stuffing the near knee there, but it looks like Barnwell's pretty versed on his back. He's got a nice butterfly guard going here, and what that means is he's got the tops of his feet in between Puerta's legs. He's going for that guillotine choke again. Puerta with a nice, he's stuffing the knee, looking to pass. Nice north-south position here for Puerta. He needs to delve out some punishment. Puerta doesn't need to let Barnwell build up here. Back in on Puerta's legs. Puerta doing a good job of standing up. Nice scrambling here. From a grappling standpoint, there's some good scrambles going on here. Both these guys showing their skills on the ground.
As we expected, both guys comfortable, good hits, comfortable in the mat.
Both guys, obviously, like I said, wrestling plays a big part in mixed martial arts. It's body awareness. Oh, nice head and arm triangle here from the bottom. It's going to be hard to finish a guy from bottom with a head and arm triangle, but he could get his back here. He's going to switch off to an arm bar. That wasn't a bad transition. Switch off to a triangle. Nice pass from Barnwell. Puerta real active from his back. That's exactly what you want to see in an MMA fight. A guy constantly looking to end the fight. And Puerta can actually keep skating here. And he can look for a reverse triangle here if he wants it. And it looks like what he's hooking up for. Not going to happen, though. Barnwell in pretty good position there. He felt it coming. Delving out some punishment. Finishing the round strong.
So round number one, which fighter would you rather be at this point?
I always judge a fight by who would I rather be at the end of the round. And damn, that was close, man. Both guys winning scrambles.
Barnwell looked to be the better scrambler, but Puerta looked like he was looking to end the fight and had more opportunities to do so.
Yeah, well, a lot of people argue that fact. It's like, well, he went for more submission attempts, so I'm going to give him the round. That's like, that's like giving somebody an A for just trying, and that's not what these guys are out here to do. These guys are here to end the fight. So, yeah, you got to take into consideration who's trying to end the fight, but who's dealing out the most damage, who's controlling the fight, who's controlling the pace. I'm dodging around your question right now, if you could tell.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Barnwell because he won most of the scrambles, ended up in more of the dominant positions. I got side control a couple times.
So we need a third opinion. I'm going to ask the
clearly
timer.
biased. He can't tell you.
He said Barnwell.
And obviously, he was paying attention, as was I.
Puerta wins this fight. I'm sticking my gun. I'll let you change
both
yours.
These guys are wrestlers, so I'm expecting both these guys to be in great shape, but Barnwell trying to fool people with the Muay Thai trunks, that he's a stand-up guy. I like that.
He looks good in those Muay Thai trunks, even with his paleness. That's coming from your camp.
He's got a
Caucasian
oh,
sensation.
nice straight right hand down the middle. Puerta got buried on a straightaway double. Looks like he wasn't fully committed to that double leg, though. He kind of shot in head up, and that's one thing you got to unlearn as a wrestler is shooting anywhere that you could catch a knee on the way in or a shot on the way in. Nice right hand for Barnwell. And Puerta's really got to get active here off his back, which he was in the first round, but he's got to really look to lock up a submission, pull Barnwell out of his posture. Barnwell looks to be active here. Puerta had a chance for an arm bar there. That arm pretty well. Hammer fist. And just because Puerta's on his back doesn't mean he's in a bad position. I mean, early on in MMA, a lot of people thought, oh, if you're on your back, you're losing the fight. You can end the fight just as easily off your back as you can being in the guard. Little stuff pass there by Barnwell.
We're talking about from his back. What can Puerta do?
He's got arm bars. He's got triangles. He's got sweeps. Barnwell with a nice sweep here. Just pure wrestling move. He's got to watch out for the triangle here. He's either got to get both arms in or both arms out or stuff that knee and pass, which is what he's doing. Circling. Barnwell's just one step ahead of Puerta right now. Puerta, good hips here. He's smothering him, but he needs to stuff that knee and pass. He doesn't need to be content with laying in guard. That's another problem, traditional wrestling background. You end up getting stuck in the guard a lot of times, and you're comfortable in the guard. Being active to pass is what you need to do. You can deal out a lot more damage from side control, and you're a lot more vulnerable, I think, in the guard than you are if you're, obviously, armbar attempt. Puerta does a good job of defending. Barnhill can't throw any strikes to the head. Now he can throw strikes to the head. Puerta's got to get busy here.
So he can't throw strikes to the head there as long as Puerta's got a knee on the ground?
Yeah, 3 points on the ground, you're considered a downed opponent. We'll go over that a little bit more tonight when Kyle Maynard fights because he's a constantly downed opponent. Puerta needs a knee stuff right here, and he's in good shape. Barnwell backing up. Barnwell waving him to the mat. Puerta kicking legs here. Cam's going to stand. Cam gives him his mouthpiece. Thought Cam was going to stand him up. Puerta with a half-hearted knee strike. Puerta needs to score big here. Keeps getting blown away with those straightaway doubles. And going for for a knee bar attempt here.
Who gets that round? Do you think Barnwell stole that round there?
I mean, Barnwell didn't steal the round if he won the round. I mean, Puerta did 2 half-hearted straightaway double shots, which I'm kind of surprised because he's a great wrestler. Let's say great. I say he's a good wrestler. And, you know, Barnwell just blew him away with just straightaway hip pressure. I mean, you normally don't see that, just a good wrestler getting blown away to his back, shooting a straightaway double, which kind of tells me that Puerta was taking half-hearted shots. Maybe he wanted to be on his back, but when he got to his back, he didn't do a whole heck of a lot to throw a lot of submissions from his
I'm
back.
giving the round to Puerta for entertainment value and just hoping my pick is still alive here.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy who's 3-0 right now on picks, you know, so I definitely want Puerta to win this fight. But Barnhill's doing all the right stuff. He's, for the most part, he's coming on top on the scrambles. He hasn't panicked in situations where he could have panicked in, and overall, he seems to be the more comfortable fighter in all situations at this point.
This round, it looks like Puerta may be a little bit gassed.
Yeah, Puerta hand on his knees.
Barnwell looks fresh to me.
You know, 12 minutes is a long time to do anything, you know?
I thought we're in 3 3-minute rounds. That'd be 9.
That would be 9. I graduated from a very substandard high school. My apologies.
I believe they lost accreditation this year.
I'm not a Clayton County grad.
That was an early transfer.
Yeah, transferred out before they lost accreditation. Both guys still look halfway fresh on their feet. Puerta's still shooting that. I mean, honestly, if I'm, drops him with a knee. Puerta looks like he caught a good chunk of that knee. Still going for that knee bar, though. Called Barnwell off balance. And Puerta really needs to get busy here. He needs to stuff that knee by. Barnwell going for his own knee bar. Puerta needs to get side control here. He needs to get complete side control. Looks like he might be going for a side choke here.
When does Puerta start thinking kitchen sink?
I mean, if I'm in Puerta's corner, I'm worried that he's lost both rounds, to be honest with you. I'm not one of those guys. Oh, he throws an elbow there. Cam's going to stand him up, illegal elbow. Puerta thought that he could throw elbows, but he can only throw elbows to the body, not to the head. That's amateur rules. Only pros can elbow to the head. That could prove costly for Puerta there.
Got the drunk booze raining down.
Yeah, well, guys want to see the fight. Puerta's actually getting back in this fight, and that slowed the momentum. You know, let's hope Puerta can another kind of sloppy double there.
Body lock on the way up. To me, on their feet, Barnwell has dominated this entire fight.
Barnwell deep double underhooks here, which isn't really it's a bad situation in wrestling. It's not a terrible situation in MMA. You can actually still throw pretty good knees here from double overhooks from Puerta's perspective, but nice double leg! Big slam from Puerta! Barnwell didn't panic though, he actually had a guillotine locked up. Puerta's got to do more than slamming to win this fight though. In my opinion, Puerta's got to end this fight or really delve out a ton of punishment, maybe get a 10-8 round to win this fight. That's just the way I'm seeing it, because Barnwell with an omoplata attempt here. Puerta doesn't panic, he passes side control. Barnwell got the omoplata. Slippery though, and he gets out. Puerta needs to throw the kitchen sink right now. Could have been an illegal strike right there. Cam's gonna let it go. Puerta's gonna stay on his back.
Puerta's not going to win this fight from this position.
No, he's got to end the fight, and that's my opinion. As we saw at Wild Bill's fight night a week ago, the judges, leaving it up to the judges can mean a completely different point of view. Puerta's got to knock him out, in my opinion. He's going for a double leg. He needs a haymaker. And I think Barnwell knows it. You got to knock me out or submit me to win this fight right now.
Barnwell looks comfortable. We got short time.
And Puerta doesn't need to be backing up. Nice head kick by Barnwell.
Rocky for the 3rd time now. Oh, Puerta's knees
straight right hand.
Just diving in, trying to hang on. That's unanimous decision.
Barnwell just ended my streak, I think. Got Douglas Lima over there.
Puerta's celebrating like he just won the fight.
And you got to, though. You got to.
Good fight.
Bottom line, these guys are, whether they're professional as far as like the classification goes tonight, these guys are consummate pros. You know, they're going to be classy for the most part. You know, and Puerta's got to let the judges know, hey, I think I won that round. You never know. Fist pump, hand raise, acting like you won the fight, you know, might change the judge's mind. But, I mean, I really can't see it going any other way than Barnwell's way at this point.
Barnwell looks like he can go another round right now.
Both guys are tired. Both guys put a lot of...
It's a good fight.
That's a good fight. Great fight.
I like that.
I definitely like the amateur rules here in Alabama. I mean, Georgia amateur rules changed. Now they got to wear shin guards. Can't punch to the head on the ground in Georgia, and they're doing it for the longevity of the fighters in the sport, and I can agree with that. They've recently changed to advanced amateur MMA in Georgia now, and that allows you to punch to the head on the ground, which kind of lets guys progress from amateur to advanced amateur to pro. But a lot of guys are just getting their amateur fights elsewhere, like over here in Alabama, you know, where the amateur rules are a little bit more relaxed, and then turning pro after they get their amateur fights in. So, you know, with their will, there's a way, you know, to get your fights in and turn pro. But I really like these amateur fights. The amateur rules were this way when I fought in Georgia before I turned pro, and I like it a lot better.
That's old school.
It's not that long ago, sir. Don't make me cue up Roy Jones, y'all must have forgot.
I'll go Charlie Hurd. I'll one-up you right here and say, God graced me as a winner. Call there by the judges, in my opinion. Barnwell dominated that fight. I mean, a couple times he looked like he was in a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, I mean, he controlled the fight. He controlled the pace. It was his pace.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he came out on top of most of the scrambles. I never saw him panic. I never really saw him hurt.
Nice defense on the wrestling skills, though. Great job shutting down the leg attacks.
Yeah, I mean, you throw sun-kissed kids down.
Yep.
In the wrestling world, sun-kissed kids in a term you throw around light.
Yeah, you're repping sun-kissed kids. You better bring it. And Puerta, like I said, 3 years ago, this kid's 112 pounds. Fighting 140 right now. He's obviously at a huge disadvantage there with reach and height.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. I mean, maybe he put the weight on right, maybe not. I mean, we all know that, you know, cutting weight in high school is different from cutting weight for a fight. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm kind of of the opinion that you know, to cut weight for a fight a lot easier than you can for wrestling. When wrestling, you're cutting weight and you're having to maybe weigh in multiple times, and you're having to wrestle an hour after you weigh in. Fighting, you're weighing in the night before. You know, pros these days, they cut 15, 20 pounds, get an IV right afterwards. I mean, have doctors on staff with their fight teams. You know, the upper tier guys, you know, the Dan Hendersons, the Frank Mears of the world, or whoever, you know, is on that top tier and cutting a ton of weight. Best believe they're putting it back on the right way the night before, and they're cutting it the right way with nutritionists and stuff like that. You know, and I'm not saying we're just cutting a ton of weight, or Barnwell or anybody here tonight's cutting a ton of weight, but you know as well as I do, you cut weight the wrong way, it can have a huge disadvantage in the fight.
Absolutely.
But when you got 24 hours to put the weight back on, big difference. You know, big difference. You can rehydrate. You can rehydrate with the proper things, the proper way. You know, and you can be back up 15, 20 pounds heavier the night before, or the night after.
After the fight.
So, who's to say Puerta didn't put the weight on right since high school? You know, or if he cut it wrong. I thought he looked all right as a 140 pounder. He looked like he was filled out pretty well. You know, but hats off to Barnwell. Stayed in good position, won the scrambles. You know, looked to end the fight. He was well-rounded. You know, he's striking on his feet. Puerta took those shots, and you know, Barnwell just stuffed him, shut him down, and you know.
I feel like Cam, our official here, would be a little bit better suited and maybe more personality if he would untuck his shirt and tie it in a knot in the back. I feel like that would be better suited to his style.
I like the pink gloves.
And bring those are lavender.
Wherever
lavender.
they found
those
lavender,
are not pink.
Wherever they found lavender latex gloves. I'm going to say...
That's all we got here at the rodeo. That's all we got here at the rodeo.
I'm saying David Oblus brought those from the Love Shack.
Hey, big shout out to David Oblus for putting this on, man. Great event here.
UndisputedProductions.com. The guy, like I said earlier, the guy's a promoter. That's what he does. A week ago, in Atlanta, Georgia, Wild Bills Fight Night, you know, packed the house.
He brought it.
Thousands of people there.
He brought it tonight.
Great fight. Now we're in Auburn, Alabama, a stone's throw away from Auburn University.
Needless to say, the party is on. It's starting here. We got a band playing live, I believe, at intermission. I'm not sure. It could get crazy out here. Maybe go frat party. I don't know. I see a couple fraternities rocking around.
You know, and BattlePass.com handle all the tickets for this, and RedDawnParty.com
is supplying the party.
It's supplying the party, if you will. If everybody just stays here, listens to the band at the after party, and chugs a bucket of Red Dawn,
the awkwardness is gone. You don't need that feel-out period.
Nobody may ever leave Auburn,
Everybody's
Alabama.
getting laid, in other words.
I don't know if you can say that.
No, I just did.
In about 15 minutes, or about 15 seconds rather, Jim McGee, president of Sat Logic Networks, is going to come out here and bleep that out.
He's on his way right now.
Don't button Sat Logic.
Absolutely.
My apologies, Jim.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
There you have it. We got one more fight, then we're going to touch intermission. But some good fights so far for amateur fights. Sometimes you kind of never know with these amateur fights, but we're broadcasting live on the internet tonight. KyleMaynardFight.com. I'm Cliff Fretwell here along with Brandon Veazey. And just finished our fourth fight of the night.
Now we got some young guns coming up. We got Luke Nealand, 20 years old, 5'9", 145 pounds, 2-3 out of Marietta, Georgia. Fighting with X3 though. X3, pretty good showing tonight, if I must say. Then he's going up against R.C. Hagans, 22 years old, 145 pounds, 8-5, fighting out of none other than your hometown, Auburn MMA.
Yeah, Auburn MMA's put a couple guys in the ring, or a couple guys in the cage here tonight. And I'm just going to skew off on a tangent here. R.C. Hagans, that's clearly a NASCAR name.
Absolutely.
Clearly a NASCAR
That's a great
name.
call. He races on Sundays, sir.
Yeah.
Saturday he's fighting.
He's finishing this quick because he's got to make the pole for Sunday's
at the
event.
dirt track.
Just got a text question from one of our fans, listen live on the internet. Who is that walking around with the belt on? That is undefeated MMA fighter Tom Wynn, ladies and gentlemen. Pro boxer and also MMA fighter from Georgia.
And I can tell you, guys got to screw loose. He's ready to fight anyone in this building, regardless of credentials.
You say screw loose, I'm going to say he's got one screw tight. The rest are loose.
Yeah, absolutely, I'll agree with that. This guy's got a great ring voice. Oh, you know it. I gotta stand up. Got the top stand going up. Until I stood up, now I'm alive. We're still alive right now. You got a trip down. Absolutely not. I slapped you in the face for that.
And just to make things good for the fans, after this announcement, I'm gonna make a bold move.
Oh, the anticipation.
Luke Nealon coming to the ring, just fought last weekend. Big win over Ascension MMA opponent by, I believe it was rear naked choke. Luke's also got pretty decorated wrestling background. I believe he wrestled for a Walton High School. This kid's a hammer, man. He's a stout little guy, brings it. Pretty well-rounded fighter, as Brandon mentioned. He's fighting out of X3. You know, they got a slew of tough fighters over there. Mike Littrell, Hanieta, and Tony Tucci gets their guys ready.
Tony Tucci, great guy, by the way. Really doing good things. Yes, as a matter of fact, I don't know if we are the guys from Jackass as much as we are just straight jackasses. So,
speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. What I was going to say,
before someone called you a jackass?
Before somebody called me a jackass, I was going to take some little listener Q&As and give out my cell phone to text me a
Clearly
question.
A bad idea.
But now that I understand that, it's a horrible idea.
You're getting blasted right now.
So I'm going to give you Brandon's cell phone.
If you are not a dime piece or better, please do not text me right now. My wife is not listening. But we'll give a shout out right now to Elizabeth Abrahamson. Lots of love going around the Heritage Wrestling School and or TWC Gwinnett.
That might have been the most out-of-line statement of the 2009 season.
You draw a line, I'm going to cross it.
So back to action. R.C. Hagens making his way to the ring. And
his haircut is as out there as his name.
Actually, I think he's got pretty solid name. R.C. Hagens. I mean,
Fight name. I don't want to see that name on a bracket.
That's a good fight name. I mean, shout out to Josh Stevens if you're listening. Reminded me of the best wrestling name ever in the history of wrestling, Greco Battles. I mean, if you want your son to be a good wrestler, name him Greco Battles.
R.C. Hagens coming out with the Jay Jaggers and seating hairline.
Yeah, that is a little Jay Jaggers-esque. Ohio State national champ. I think this is going to be a good fight. I'm going to give the edge to Nealon.
1 week off of fight.
Yeah, I mean, you might think that the guy might have a problem peaking again. I mean, because the whole point of your training camp is to peak for your fight. I mean, emotionally, physically, mentally, you want to peak for that fight. You want to be 110% prepared going in the ring or the cage. And it's kind of hard to do that a week later.
So your call is, let's make it official.
Nealon.
3-1,
Going Nealon.
I like that pick. Nealon's been warming up for 3 straight hours.
He's ready. Like I said, he's got a good camp. I can't speak for Hagens' camp. He looks prepared as well. They both look about the same size. 5'9" versus 5'10", 145 pounds. You know, 5 fights versus 13 fights. But like I said, Luke's looking to get in there. Body lock, drops to a single. Big slam comes up. He's not really in any danger right here getting guillotined. He's in the right position for that. He wants to stay inside control, though. Yeah, he definitely don't want to build up. He can't take his back right here. Kind of a whip back situation or chin whip situation here up against a cage. Luke doesn't panic here, scrambles out. He's still looking to get his back. Got a head and arm. And Luke does a great job of swimming out. He's got both boots in right here. It's deep. Hagens needs to get his chin down, but Luke's got it deep. I think it's going to be over here quite shortly. Hagens looks like he's about to panic. He's going to throw some desperation punches right here. That's pretty tight. We expect a tap coming here shortly. But he's fighting it off well. Luke had a perfect chance to finish that choke. I don't know what happened there and why he let go of his grip. You want to snake that thumb up under the chin. And Hagens did a great job of not panicking. Luke needs to arch right here. I would go back to both boots in instead of there you go. He needs to switch from that body triangle to both boots in. He needs to free his arm and go right back to that rear naked choke. He had it in deep. I don't know how Hagens got out of that. Luke let go for a half a second. He needs to walk up a high mount here, get his knees in Hagens' armpit so Hagens can't buck him over. And that's why you don't want to do that. He had a low mount, and he was on Hagens' hips, so when Hagens' hips went up, so did Luke's hips, and he got swept. Luke's really no worse for wear here. Hagens looking for a slam. No damage done there. But Luke really hasn't changed in an advantage as long as he fights off his back. Triangle here. He's switching off to an arm bar. Hagens gonna slam. Hammer fist. Luke staying tough here with a triangle. He took a slam and some hammer fist to the face. Now Hagens passes. So Hagens defended a very deep rear naked choke, a pretty deep arm bar.
So we can go ahead and coin this. R.C. Hagens, one tough SOB.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and he's got Matt Hughes' position, crucifix position here. This is real bad position. He needs to keep his hips down where he was. I disagree with what he's going right now into a mount position. I'd rather him stay that. He's got a head and arm triangle. He's got an arm triangle here. I didn't see him switching across, but actually that was the right. He's got knee on belly, arm triangle. That's a tough position right there. Short time in the round. Nalen needs to answer the phone right here, put his right palm on his ear to defend this choke, and he does that.
Tough call. Who's that round go to?
I think
hometown favorite. Hagens getting some love.
If I'm from Alabama, I'm giving it to Hagens. I think the proper choice for who won that round is you got to go with Luke. Kneeling on that. He gets the takedown, he gets his back, he gets a deep. It wasn't just a submission attempt, it was a fight-ending submission.
That fight was almost over.
Yeah, I really don't understand why Luke let go to adjust his lock. I mean, normally what you want to do is you just want to jam that thumb behind their jawbone, slide it across their throat, and then your other hand, you just snake straight behind the guy's head. No more the grabbing the bicep and then wrapping around the head, because what will happen is that guy that you're trying to get the choke on will just grab your arm and hold on to it. Luke let go of the choke, and that made a difference in the round. I don't think Luke lost that round, but he definitely let Hagens back in the fight. I think he finishes that choke there, but even if he doesn't, he roughs Hagens up with both boots in the back, and Hagens ends the first round feeling like he didn't do anything. He wound up into the round thinking he won the round.
Hagens he came to battle. It's a war for him, though. He's a tough guy.
I'm still giving it around to Luke Kneeland. Kneeland, red and black trunks. Hagens, white and black trunks. Coming out with a nice push kick there.
Who's got the momentum?
Nice right hand by Kneeland. Drives in. Drops for a double. He's got to watch out for the guillotine here. Fell back. He's still in trouble here. Kneeland in a little bit of trouble. Tapped out.
Hagens with the toughness.
Hey, I wouldn't necessarily call it toughness. I mean, Hagens had great technique out there. I mean, he didn't panic. He fought off the rear naked choke. He had real good crucifix position, dealt out a lot of damage to Kneeland at the end of the round. Good scrambles, good ground war, and he didn't panic on the double leg, fell back, got full guard, got the guillotine, finished the fight. I mean, yeah, you can put in toughness in it because he didn't give up the rear naked choke, but that was pretty decent ground skill.
So, talk about momentum coming off the first round. We're going to the second round now. Clearly, Hagens, if he didn't win the first round, he won the later half of that first round. He really came on strong there. How much of that momentum?
I would say he put himself in a position to steal the round. I wouldn't say he won the second half of the round.
I thought you said you don't steal a round if you win a round. Yeah, that's a quote. You're now backtracking on it. Disappointed.
I'm talking about judges. You can steal around from judges. You're not stealing around in my eyes.
Not from you.
Right. I think Tony Tucci's actually in the ring looking for Joe Pa's tooth.
taking
I mean, I'm sure he's not happy.
Nealon, a good fighter, now goes to 2-4.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 fights back-to-back, weekend to weekend. Is that too much?
I mean, when you're an amateur, I mean, I say get your experience. You know, an amateur record is, you know, me personally, you know, an amateur record is not that big of a deal. You know, once you get to the pro ranks, I mean, amateurs just training camp, and you're just filling those gaps, getting better as a fighter, and I commend Luke for getting as many fights as he can in the amateur ranks and getting better. You know, the kid will get better, he'll go back to the gym, they'll fill those gaps, and you know, it's just one of those things, one of the things I pointed out, learning early on as a wrestler, you can't leave your head hanging down, you're gonna catch knees on the way in, and you can't leave your head outside on a double leg, you gotta float to that opposite side, like he did early in the fight. He floated to the proper side, and he wasn't in danger of but you can't double leg a guy and fall into his guard. If the guy's got a good guillotine, you're gonna get choked out, you're gonna get finished.
In other words, that's another one for the home team. Auburn, Alabama. That's 2 in a row.
It's 2 in a row for Auburn, Alabama.
Momentum clearly in their favor.
And, you know, like I said, I mean, X3 guys aren't going to be happy about it. They're going to go back and, you know, work on it. And Luke will get better from this. I think we're actually at an intermission.
Yeah. Let's give the deuces. Cliff Fretwell is officially double fisting on the night. You said you were retired?
I said you're retired. You can't wear my belt.
I thought that was, it's not retired, it's just beat. Head tap.
Wow. Getting back to action after our intermission. Auburn Fight Night. We're back to action here, Wild Bill's Fight Night.
Which was last weekend. This would be Auburn Fight Night.
Right, my apologies.
Habits a habit.
Auburn Fight Night, still promoted by Undisputed Productions, though.
Still a great night of fighting.
Still a great night of fighting.
Still a hostile crowd.
Still a hostile
Still
crowd.
a great venue.
Still David Oblis in charge. Still me and you.
Killing it. We have a new referee.
That's because Steel McCall's fighting Chris Calhoun, who's from Praxis MMA, and our referee earlier in the evening, Cam McCard, is the coach of Chris Calhoun. So
we do not want a conflict of interest.
Absolutely not. Nothing but professionalism.
That's not a word.
Professionalism?
Yeah. Oh, good recovery. We'll go ahead and pre-apologize. It's getting late. Me and my co-host here, the Caucasian sensation, Mr. Cliff Fretwell. It's a little bit late. We're about 70,000 black labels into the night. It's a long ride here to Alabama.
Shout out to 211 Brewery.
Absolutely. I don't even know where it's located. Maybe I take it back. It's in heaven.
It's an Anheuser-Busch subsidiary. John Quiroz cornering. We got Quiroz, we got Tucci, we got Big K, we got
Georgia legends. We're gonna tone it to Georgia legends.
I thought I saw Bernard Rutherford, but it's not him.
And we got one big SOB over there as well. I do not know his name, but he is a tank. He is a tank.
So we got Steel McCall, Chris Calhoun, we got X3 Sports versus Praxis MMA, two Georgia camps fighting in Alabama. We're Auburn Fight Night. I'm Cliff Fretwell along here with Brandon Visa, getting back to the action after our intermission. It's going to be fight number 6 of the night. Both these guys are going to be well schooled on the ground. Praxis known for having well schooled fighters on the ground, on their feet. Same thing with X3.
Steel, not a bad fight name.
Oh, absolutely. If his last name was Hands, that would be freaking phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, Chris Calhoun looking a little bit like Joey Laser.
I disagree 100%. Maybe because he has a tan and dark nipples. on Steele McCall only because he's not from Griffin, Georgia. Okay?
Chris Calhoun just threw up the double shockers, but I'm still going with Steele McCall. Cage is locked.
We got Corey Hamrick, our new referee, our stand-in, because Cam, the man in the Donna Racine sweatpants, is coaching Chris Calhoun. That's Griffin, Georgia, born and bred.
I can't tell. That's a head kick if I've ever seen a head kick. Dirty knockout, son. Dirty knockout.
He's still fighting. He's still fighting.
Steele just reacting there to the knockout. They're going to get him under control here. Looks a little scary there. He'll be all right. Caught him on that head kick. Had his hands down, and that's just kind of the price you pay for not keeping your hands up. Chris Calhoun with a perfectly timed head kick. Caught him right on the side of the jaw. Probably pinched that nerve behind his jaw and knocked him out. Finished him off with a couple strikes afterwards. Hamrick stepped in, stopped the fight. I was definitely looking forward to a long 3-round fight, but Chris Calhoun took care of business real early. Fans definitely excited here. We're going to get a medical staff, check him out, make sure he's okay. A lot of times what happens is, for that knockout punch, you get hit right on the side of your jaw right there, pinches that nerve, and it's just lights out. Everything you saw after the fact was just subconscious in Steele McCall's head, trying to retain guard and continue fighting. That was just his brain doing what it's been trained to do in the gym. So that's going to be a definite KO victory by Chris Calhoun. Steele McCall's getting up. Like I said, he'll be all right. He'll live to fight another day for sure. Pretty brutal head kick there from Chris Calhoun. Steele McCall is disappointed that he lost, but with a quick end to a fight like that, you really want to showcase all that time you put in the gym, and he obviously didn't get to do that. I'm sure, Chris Calhoun will definitely take the W.
Going on to our pro fights now.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the pro fights here. 187 pounds, we got Robert Thompson and Keith Johnson.
Robert Thompson fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee. Keith Johnson. Auburn MMA.
Yeah, he's fighting out of Rush MMA. He's fighting out of Rush MMA in Macon, Georgia, via Memphis, Tennessee. He trains in Macon right now. Got a little visit from UFC veteran Paul Crichton up here at our lovely announcers table.
It looks like he can still go.
Oh, Paul Crichton can go for days,
I don't want him. I'm sure of that.
I I got a good 3.5 feet on him, and by no stretch am I a tall man, and I don't want no
You do not
piece
have
of that.
3.5 feet on anybody.
That's a very good point. The people can only see me sitting down, so I was going to tell them a little white lie. I appreciate you going along with it.
You do have a slight hunch, so you could be taller.
I'd like to welcome everybody, or thank everybody for tuning in. KyleMaynardFight.com, sponsored by Battle Pass. They handle all the online ticket sales. And
We're 2 fights away.
RedDawnParty.com.
2 fights away from the main event, Kyle Maynard.
We got 7-8, and Kyle Maynard's a main event fight 9. Our next 2 fights are pro fights, and then our main event of the evening is going to be Kyle Maynard fighting in the main event. That'll be our 9th fight. Got another hometown boy, Keith Johnson, making his way to the ring. Robert Thompson already in the ring. Keith Johnson making his way into the ring. Auburn MMA. Auburn Fight Night. So 187 pounds. I'm guessing it's a catch weight here.
Johnson got the size advantage, 2 inches taller. Looks like about 4 pounds heavier.
Got a little Keith Johnson chant
So
going
not
on.
only is he bigger, he's the crowd favorite as well.
It's nice to have a hometown crowd backing you.
I imagine it's nice to be bigger than your opponent as well.
Not a
Find
bad thing
somebody-
either.
I wouldn't mind finding somebody small.
We saw a 10-pound weight advantage earlier not make any difference either.
No difference at all. Who you got?
Man, I gotta back the ATL.
Yeah, I'm going Robert Thompson because Rush MMA showed out earlier. Even though he's not repping Sunkist kids, like his teammate was. Training partners. Champions come in pairs, right?
Possibly. Johnson versus Thompson. Thompson in the black trunks.
Who you got? Yeah, made the call.
Oh, I said Johnson. Calling Robert Johnson right now. My perfect streak is over.
It's Robert Thompson or Keith Johnson here, sir. You can't pick both fighters.
Well, I'm going to pick Johnson Thompson.
Who you got?
You got Keith Johnson. Keith Johnson in the black trunks, Robert Thompson in the red trunks.
Keith Johnson.
Actually, Thompson in the red.
Thank you.
You got me confused.
You got red trunks or black trunks?
Johnson rushing in there. Over-under situation here. Thompson with his back to the cage.
Thompson's got a nice little body lock here, though. Got tight grip.
Thompson needs to pummel in. Both guys trading some knees here. Look like he's trying to lock up a guillotine. Johnson dropping to a double leg here. Thompson with a nice guillotine. He might have the height to finish this here. If I'm Johnson, I want to be attacking that grip a little bit. He's still looking for that double leg, so he must not be bothered by the guillotine. He's on the wrong side right now. He actually put himself in a little bit worse position here, but he's got mount. It's going to be really hard for Thompson to finish this guillotine with Johnson in full mount. Johnson actually kept his composure there. And now he's got full mount. Looks like Thompson's let go, and Thompson making kind of a big mistake here and giving his back up. He's actually a little bit better off in mount, trying to skate back and get guard, but he's going to give his back up. Johnson slipping off the top. Thompson headhunting. He needs an arch. Get both those boots in, which he's got now. He needs an arch and extend Thompson, but it looks like Thompson's climbing the ropes here, getting off bottom. Johnson throwing a couple blows. He really needs an arch and get Thompson extended out, which is what he's doing right now. He's got Thompson fully extended. Now he can really go to work. He needs to keep arching and load those hips up. Johnson pushed the pace early on, close the distance. Keep Thompson dealing out some blows here. And, you know, Johnson's in a bad situation. He's got to defend himself. Those blows really aren't doing a ton of damage. Crowd really getting behind Keith here. Switch up to a choke. Thompson needs to bury that chin, which he did. Honestly, if I'm Thompson, I maybe turn back, give up mount for a second, try to escape a knee up the middle, retain half guard, and try to start building to a full guard situation. He's in a bad situation right here. He turned and gave up mount, but he really didn't try to escape his hips real quick. That's sinking in a deep half. The bad thing for Thompson here is he's expending a lot of energy trying to just get back to a safe position. You know, and Thompson, even if he does retain full guard, which it doesn't look like he is anytime soon, he needs to walk off the cage here, maybe pop those hips up, tripod position, catch Johnson off guard, you know, get him high, but he's fighting hands here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he's doing an all right job, but Johnson just kept working that rear naked. Thompson just really couldn't do anything with it to defend it. Thompson finally got it deep in there. Johnson finally got it deep in there. Thompson, some decent ground skills. No, I wouldn't consider that a mullet.
The guy with the stallion.
Cam McCard just leaned over and asked me if Robert Thompson had a mullet. And he's blazing the mini Southside Steve strawberry blonde stallion tail.
Strawberry blonde's being generous.
That's strawberry blonde.
It's a rat.
Salt and red pepper. He describes his ponytail.
I am speechless.
Wow. You can tell Cam has all 12 of his pickup lines ready for the bar tonight.
Oh, he's in full force. Rare form.
Nonetheless, Keith Johnson.
We got to talk about Auburn Fight Nights right now. This place, great atmosphere. I believe that's 3 in a row for Auburn MMA. But back to it though, Auburn Fight Nights, great crowd, great facilities, great fights, just all around great night of fighting right now.
Pure greatness.
Absolutely.
Next fight of the night is going to be a pro fight. got Maurice Kushba versus Andy Roberts. That's going to be a 157-pound pro MMA.
Kuzma, another Marietta X3 fighter, 6-0, but at this pro debut, going up against a seasoned Andy Roberts, 10-7. Vestavia Hills, Alabama. That's not far from here. He'll be a hometown favorite. Auburn MMA guy, looking for 4 straight wins.
Right. And you can't say Vestavia Hills without shouting out Rod Gaddy, of course.
Absolutely. One of the best chin strap beards I've seen as far as the wrestling community goes in a long time. Great chin strap.
Yeah, 6-0 as an amateur. I mean, like I was talking about Luke Nealon earlier, you got to get seasoned. Nice. You got to get seasoned in the amateur ranks before you come up to the pro ranks. If you just get the minimal amount of amateur fights in just so you can turn pro and you really don't learn anything and get better as a fighter in the amateur ranks, that could actually, prove costly once you turn pro.
In this case, that is yet to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, but Andy Roberts, if all 17 fights of his are pro fights and he has an amateur background, then who knows, maybe he's got 20 plus fights, maybe even more.
25, that'd be a plethora of fighting experience.
Veritable plethora, if you will. 5-8 versus 5-8. Both guys weighed in 156 pounds. We got a hometown boy versus out of state, but not too far, Marietta fighter. So we'll have to wait and see.
Both camps having a pretty good showing. Auburn MMA, good run here at the end. X3, good showing all night. I think they've lost 1.
Yeah, they've lost 2. Steele McCall just lost by knockout. And then Luke was doing real good in his fight, and then gave up a guillotine when I think he was winning the fight. So
all right. Well, talk for a minute, Cliff, about getting an interruption here. Talk for a minute about these guys. You can dominate a fight and essentially make one mistake, fight's over, you get caught, right?
We saw that earlier, like in the Luke Nealon fight. I think he won the first round. And he comes out, takes a double leg. And when you take that double leg, you got to transfer to that other side and take that guy's, leverage away. He didn't. He stayed in guard. He didn't transfer to the opposite side. His head was on when he got to the mat. And, he got tapped out, which is unfortunate, but yeah, in MMA you can win 14 minutes and 59 seconds of a fight and then get knocked out in the last second and be, show up as a loss for you and a W for another fighter. So I mean, with any match, you got to fight. You look to end the fight every second of every round. Currently have a code red up here at the announcer's table.
That is a busted code red.
I'd like to thank BattlePass.com tonight for taking care of all the ticket sales online and at the door.
We are at the
RedDawnParty.com. We haven't had some Red Dawn, and
you are big on this. You're big on this Red Dawn stuff here.
It's a sponsor,
You
man.
have a crazy little experience you want to share with us?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, he's hiding. I'm going to Fat Willie's for a funnel cake after this next fight.
I would just feel like, if I had a funnel cake right now, I feel like I was in Helen, Georgia. About ready to watch a blown glass demonstration.
Or a watermelon seed spitting contest.
A lot of weird stuff going on up in Helen, Georgia.
We can hate on it because we've been there. I've been to Helen, Georgia more times than I care to count.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, well, I've been to Oktoberfest a few times. I have Oktoberfest as much as once a week.
Streaming live on the internet for Auburn Fight Night.
Big love going to Tommy Mitchell out in Jersey right now. Tommy Mitchell on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Tommy Mitchell. Josh Stephen, if you're listening back in ATL.
Hand pulled fork out here is discounted, not $60 your normal price, Virginia Beach. We're looking more out here for the $5, $7 range, but
Actually,
I think your quality's taking a dive out here in Hamburg Pork.
You're actually talking St. Louis
Oh,
prices.
absolutely, you're right. I don't know if that was St. Louis or we just call that across the cut. That's where we got that $60 hand pulled pork. Sometimes you price gouge for entertainment value, you know?
Location, location, location.
Absolutely. Mike Stevens in the house, ready to tear this place down. I haven't seen him yet. I saw a glare earlier. I imagine that's coming from his gold tooth, but I'm not certain. I cannot verify that.
Absolutely. It looks like we're about to bring both fighters into the ring, so we're gonna head down to
We're gonna
the
cut
cage.
the crap. Cut the crap.
I keep saying ring because David Douglas usually promotes in a boxing ring. It's kind of weird.
He brought his game. He stepped it up a notch here.
And he's throwing a cage out at me tonight.
Second to last fight of the night. We got Marius Sahuba making his way to the ring right now as we speak. Sahuba training out of X3 Marietta, Georgia. Got Tony Tucci getting him lathered up right now before he steps in the ring. He's looking focused. We've seen these X3 fighters. They've been ready to roll all night. This guy's going to be prepared. Andy Roberts making his way to the ring. 5'8", 156 pounds, 10-7. Claims of Vestavia Hills, Alabama, which is saying a lot if you're coming from the wrestling community. But he's training out of Auburn MMA. We got another hometown guy. Crowd's not getting behind him like we've seen before, but I guess time will tell here as he makes his way in.
Now we got another Auburn MMA X3 matchup. That's I think the third one of the evening. Roberts making his way to the ring.
I don't think I've called a fight right all night, but right now I'm going Sahuba. I haven't even seen the other guy. I've not even seen
Kuzma?
Kuzma?
Kuzma.
I'd say that's a silent J, kind of like jogging.
Yep. Silent J. Kuzma.
Kuzma.
I'm going with Kuzma as well. Andy Roberts looks like a pretty solid 57-pounder. Both guys look like pretty solid 57-pounders. Guess it's a catch weight for 55. Amateur MMA, you kind of let the guys pick a weight they can agree on and make it. Like I said, amateur ranks, for the most part, are about
Goes tight shorts.
get some experience. Bringing out the old school bad boy fight shorts. Circa 96 Vitor Belfort. He looks fired up.
You're punching yourself in the stomach, you're ready to fight, in my opinion. I'm going to switch my pick now. That I have seen Roberts, and I'm taking Roberts.
All right.
There's the crowd getting behind the hometown boy. You sticking with your guns?
I'm staying with Kuzma, man.
Kuzma.
Staying with Kuzma. We saw earlier, man, the fight can end pretty quickly.
At the drop of a hat, as a matter of fact.
Or a tooth.
The tooth bandit, we've not caught him yet. He's still running around here.
Diego Lima, the
3 or
tooth
4
bandit.
teeth deep in his pockets. The tooth bandit.
Watch out for Diego Lima. He will snatch your tooth and your consciousness all at one time. But right now we got Marius Kuzma and we got Andy Roberts, 157-pound pro MMA.
Both guys, big 57 pounders.
He's got some trunks. Andy Roberts coming in.
Andy Roberts is, we're going to coin his nickname here, the Bull, right now.
He's definitely stout. A little dirty boxing there by both guys. Looks like both guys are pretty schooled on their feet. Roberts looks a little bit more comfortable on his feet. Trying to slip those knees up the middle. He's definitely got Kuzma on the run there, but Kuzma with a nice little underhook. Let's see what Roberts has got on his back here. He doesn't have the build for a real Gumby guy off his back. He's kind of short and stout, but he looks like he's got a pretty good dexterity in his legs.
I'll agree to that. Great dexterity in his legs.
Great dexterity. in his legs.
Absolutely.
So pro MMA, we can elbow and punch to the head on the ground. He looks like he's got a little sweep going here. Nice little flurry on the ground. He's switching off to possibly scramble. It looks like he's going to come out on top. Good scramble here. Kuzma hipping back into him. Nothing yet. Roberts drops down to a high single position. Kuzma's going to control that forearm. He's going to snatch that single out. Kuzma looks like he was going to roll through with an arm there, but he lost the grip on it. Roberts sinking those boots in. Looks like he's got the far boot in. Kuzma's doing a good job of keeping his hips high. Roberts needs to get his hips off the mat here. Kuzma needs to cut that left elbow through. Good job. Roberts showed me something off his back. Kuzma's in trouble here.
Roberts looks comfortable on his back.
Roberts is comfortable. He's got a Umaplata locked up here. Both guys well versed on the ground. Nice grappling skills going on here. Kuzma used that Umaplata more to sweep there. He ends up in nice side control. I think he's going for the mount early here. I think he needs to establish side control, delve out some damage, establish position, then look for the mount. You go for it too quickly, and you're going to end up back in guard against a guy that's good at fighting off his back. That was an illegal strike there, believe it or not. Palm strike, or actually heel strike to the head. Looked like Roberts had a knee on the ground. Cam's going to let it go.
I'll allow it.
Kuzma working for a triangle off his back. He's either going to get both arms in or both arms out. Here's the rule to defend in a triangle. He's posturing back, but he's giving Kuzma a chance to lock this up. He's tapping. Kuzma working solid off his back there. Roberts has got to feel that pressure and either get both arms in or both arms out. And
Tucci with the body lift there, man. I like that.
X3's happy. They suffered, kind of I wouldn't say a heartbreaker and Nealon, but Nealon was winning, he lost. And then Steele McCall took a vicious head kick loss. So X3 camp's happy for that. Both guys who showed me a pretty good bit top to bottom there. Traded a little bit on their feet, grappled well on the mat. Both guys doing a lot of submissions. Roberts brought it. They just made a mistake there. You leave that, you pull that arm out. Kuzma seized it. Good fight. That was our 8th fight of the night. We got 1 fight left. That's the main event. That's going to be Kyle Maynard versus Brian Fry, 135-pound amateur fight. Probably what most of the people have tuned in for. We're going down to the cage for the decision, for announcement, if you will. Well, I guess it's a fight everybody's tuned in for. We touched a little bit on it earlier. We're at Auburn Fight Night here live in Auburn, Alabama. We just received word from the promoter that Kyle Maynard actually is not going to be wearing MMA gloves in his fight, so he's not going to be able to strike with his arms, which is actually going to make a very interesting fight even more interesting. I think it's a problem with the humidity, and they're having a hard time getting the gloves to stay on with the tape. He had been trying out different methods.
I gotta say, me and Kyle, same age, graduated the same year, wrestled together in high school, senior national team together. You say what you want about this situation, but I can tell you one thing about Kyle Maynard: he's gonna bring it. Always has, always will. He's gonna bring it. Every second of this fight, he's gonna bring it.
So as I was saying earlier, it looks like Kyle's not going to be fighting with gloves on now. Some of the humidity, and he's having a hard time getting the gloves taped on. So apparently he's not going to be able to strike with his arms. Like I said, it's going to make a kind of a weird situation already weird, a little weirder.
So he'll be just looking for a submission in the fight, or a decision, I guess.
Pretty much, it's pretty much all it leaves him up to is to look for a submission. If he can't strike with his arms, then he can only submit the guy. I mean, I think that was pretty much going to be his only method to end the fight, anyways. But now, Fry doesn't have to look for any blows coming. It's clearly going to be a grappling match. But I don't know if they're going to adjust the rules and Fry can't hit either, which would definitely make things a lot weirder. I don't know. Like Brandon said, regardless of what you think, whether this fight should happen or not, Kyle's one of those guys that's going to break barriers and break another barrier tonight as an MMA fighter. This is Auburn Fight Night, sponsored by Battle Pass and RedDawnParty.com. I'm Cliff Fretwell along with Brandon Veazey, streaming live on the internet. Brian Fry making his way into the ring. 135-pound amateur MMA main event. He looks pretty fired up.
Gotta also give a shout out to TotoCast and Sat Logic Networks, Jim McGahee making this broadcast possible. Getting lots of love from this crowd right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of people in this building that disagree with him fighting. They're chanting his name and they're willing him on into the ring right here. He's definitely got the whole house behind him. Coming in the ring Gracie style. Old school Gracie style. Crichton mixed martial arts trained. He's gonna get checked out here.
Who you got? I got Maynard, I'm saying it right now.
I'm completely neutral on this fight from top to bottom.
FCC or not, I'm saying that's bullshit. Make a call.
Kind of put me on the ropes here. With Kyle not being able to strike and making this a grappling match only, I think that definitely gives the advantage to Fry. It looks like Fry's taking this fight seriously. He doesn't look like he's come here to play around or even taking a grappling match. Kyle looks focused. We're going to see how this is about to play out here.
Let's also say this, Kyle is huge.
He's huge upper body. I mean, they made a big deal out of Tony Robles, Arizona State wrestler. He's got one leg, but he's got the upper body of a 57-pounder in college. And Kyle's kind of the same way. If you look at the upper body of Fry, and then look at the upper body of Maynard. Maynard's clearly the thicker of the two. Like I said, he's got that power, but he lacks the leverage. So how is that going to affect the fight? I don't know. feet right now, about to see what they came for.
Clearly came here to see this fight. This crowd, everyone here is on their feet. We're ready for a fight.
You hear a pin drop in this place right now.
I'm jacked.
I'm nervous. I just hope this ends on a good note. Ends on a good note for MMA.
Let's get it on.
I'm looking for Kyle to probably close the distance here and look for a takedown.
I'm telling you right now,
No,
watching Kyle wrestle, this guy can penetrate the legs. Kyle, he can get it under your legs.
He had a move in high school called the buzzsaw where he just kind of cartwheeled in, snatched onto your legs. Fry closing the distance. He threw a couple jabs, so he's definitely going to be able to punch here. Kyle's not going to be able to punch because he doesn't have gloves on. He's doing a good job of slipping those blows. Fry keeping his distance, slipping those jabs. Obviously going to be a feeling out process here. Kyle almost caught a right hook there. Kyle looks comfortable here, man. You look for a guy like Fry to not know how to fight Kyle, and you look for a guy like Kyle to, to being new to MMA. I mean, trained out hardcore gym for a while. He's training with a Crichton Mixed Martial Arts now. That was a shot there.
Kyle, it looks like he can take a punch.
Trying to get in on Fry here. That was a nice solid shot to the temple. Kyle's trying to close that distance, and Fry just keeps circling and keeping his range. I think he's going to pick those pot shots. Let's see how conditioning is a factor, how many times Kyle can, charge like that and close the distance. Fry's definitely, honestly, I don't know how Fry trained for this fight.
Kyle clearly looking for a leg here, though.
I mean, that's about all. That's about the only option he has at this point is to get in, close the distance, and look for a takedown. Crowd's still behind Kyle 100%. He's doing an okay job of slipping those punches, but I mean, he's got to close that distance. And just like this looks like Fry's just not going to let him do that. And even if he does get in there, Fry can kind of put enough damage on him to make him think twice about continuing to get to his legs. You kind of wonder if Kyle's going to get tired here, making all these attempts and advantages to get in, or if Fry's gonna feel like he has to. It looks like Kyle's clearly getting frustrated. Say what you want about Fry taking this fight. He obviously has a game plan coming into this fight, and that's not get on the mat with Kyle. Kyle's kind of raising up here and more of a boxing stance. Maybe he's trying to lure Fry in. Like I said, the only way it looks like Fry's going to end up on the mat with Kyle is if he's over-aggressive with Kyle and, lets Kyle get in on him. Kind of an uneventful first round, but you got to give it to Fry. He's the only one that landed any kind of damage. Kyle clearly frustrated at the end of that round. Fry brought a game plan, and it's pretty much what he did. He stuck to his game plan. He ranged with the jab, caught Kyle real flush for the right hand at one point. But other than that, pretty much the most of the round was an eventful first round. I mean, if I'm in Kyle's corner right now, I really don't know what I'd be telling Kyle. I mean, he's got to close the distance. Fry's not letting him close the distance. That's about the only way he can try to end this fight.
I mean, just knowing Kyle and his wrestling style, he's got to have more tricks in the bag than what he showed that. He's just looking to attack that left leg, but
got a little move in high school called a buzzsaw where you kind of cartwheel in, take you off guard, but I mean, Fry's got a game plan, so I'm sure Fry did his homework. Maybe watch some wrestling matches, watch some of Kyle's grappling matches. So we're ready for round 2 here. Crowd's definitely, Kyle's being aggressive. He's trying to cut the ring off. Fry's just pot shotting him. Fry's just keeping the range, posting on the head, and looking for a right hook. guess, Paul Crichton over in his corner, UFC vet, told Kyle, you got to come out with a flurry. You got to cut off the ring, or cut off the cage rather, and try to get in on that leg. He was close that time.
It looks like Kyle's trying to change up directions on him, a little bit fake left, go right.
A little misdirection here, but like I said, man, I mean, Fry is
keep him reaching. He may be able to penetrate there if he's reaching.
Kyle looks like he might be getting a little bit frustrated, might be getting a little tired here. I'm wondering if he's kind of boot scooting here, trying to lure Fry in. But like I said, I'm sure Fry isn't going to be lured into that. Fry knows that's the only way he can win the fight. But I'd really like to see Fry kind of make a go at this fight other than just dance around and pot shot. Crowd's getting in behind him. The crowd's chanting wrestle, I think. Kyle's doing his best to get in, and Fry's just looks like he's doing what he's got to do to get the W here. He's not going to take any chances of getting on the mat and giving up a submission. Let's see if the crowd getting behind Kyle and chanting to Fry is going to make him change up his game plan. Pretty uneventful second round here as well. I really don't know. I mean, the part about him not being able to wear the gloves and strike, I really don't know if that's changed anything because Kyle was going to have to close the distance and submit him anyways, I think. So, looks like Brian's corner's telling him to move forward, like they want him to actually get in this fight as well. Tell Kyle's actually been doing a lot of drill slipping punches and stuff like that, but Kyle's moving a little bit more forward now. Kyle playing a little possum here, scooting up. I don't think Brian's gonna jump in. So far, it looks like Kyle's been intelligent. He defended himself. A little body shot there by Fry. There's just not been a lot of action. Kyle's really showing his frustration a little bit on his face right now. Fry with a nice punch there. 2 in a row. That's going to be the end of the second round. I don't know what Kyle changes between now and then. If Fry keeps his range, keeps his distance like that, and doesn't really push the pace and end up in Kyle's guard or in a grappling match, I really don't see anything changing in the third round. What do you think, Brandon?
I kind of, before he landed those last 2 punches there at the end, I may have given that round to Kyle just because, there was no action at all. Kyle's the only one trying to push the pace. Kind of hits pace his fight at that point, but, he's clearly frustrated. His game plan's to get in the legs. He hasn't been anywhere near the legs. I don't think this fight's going the way Kyle imagined.
The crowd definitely wants Kyle to win this freaking fight.
I think they just want to see a fight, too.
Yeah, like I said, though,
I'd like to see Fry mix it up. I'd like to make it interesting.
And maybe you get what you want, but I'm sure Fry didn't come all the way from Wisconsin to fight Kyle's fight. He's going to fight his fight. He's going to get the W regardless of what everybody's. Looks like Cam's looking for him to close the ring. It looks like they lost a pin for the door. Cage shut over there. They lost a pin. Hopefully David Oblis didn't pay a big security deposit on the cage.
Look at duct tape. It closed, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sure there's plenty of duct tape going around here.
Absolutely.
Auburn, Alabama is going to have plenty of duct tape. Crowd's calling for Fry to go on the ground with him. Let's see if he actually does it. Like he is. Close there. Guys just kind of backing up and pot shotting. Now pushing the pace here.
You could say Fry's running at this point.
Yeah, I could say Fry's kind of on his treadmill. But a game plan's a game plan, and he's sticking to it. Looks like he wants to dive in here. See if Fry tests the waters a little bit, see what Kyle's got on the mat. I would say right now Kyle's doing pretty much everything possible to make a fight out of this, but scoring it on MMA rules, Fry's catching his shots and winning the fight. You can't score the fight on takedown attempts. You can score the fight on ring generalship, but if Fry's landing an occasional shot, you kind of got to score the fight for Fry. That was close there. Kyle's closing the distance. He maybe kind of close the distance, play possum right here, and then try to catch Fry in the heat of the moment, dive into his guard. The crowd's definitely behind Kyle here. It's definitely a pro-Maynard crowd. Looks like Fry might get lured in here. At this late in the round, with sweat and traction being a factor, even if Fry dove in, it's really going to be hard for Kyle to hold him down. He doesn't really have any hands to grasp or hold anything down, so traction's going to be an issue. And it looks like to me that even if Fry dove in there and Kyle had him in trouble, he'd just be able to back out at will, and get back to his feet even if he got in trouble. I'm wondering if that was a shot there. Looks like Fry's gaining a little bit of confidence here. He's definitely pushing the pace a little bit more. Kyle's doing what he can to close the distance, but Kyle trying to...
Fry's sticking to the game plan.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, just keep his head down, circle out.
Can't fault Fry for sticking to his game plan. I mean, he's fighting within the rules, and he's picking his shots.
He's winning the fight.
For the most part, he's winning the fight. Kind of an uneventful fight, but he's doing what he's got to do to get the W. That's a nice shot right there. Kyle looked like that might have dazed him a little bit. Well, we got a short time in the fight here. Crowd kind of pissed off that Fry didn't jump on the ground with Kyle, but that's going to be the end of the fight. You can only score one way. I mean, Kyle's pretty pissed off. You can tell.
You got to give credit to both guys.
Yeah, credit to both guys. I mean, a lot of people talking crap on the internet. Fry for taking this fight. Kyle for trying to make it happen. Fry came in with a game plan. I'd say, for the better part of the second round, Fry ran. Third round, he got a little bit more confident. Picked his shots. I think he might have hurt Kyle just a tad at the end of that round. First round was kind of feeling out, but overall, he really did.
Great sportsmanship there at the end, though.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. You can tell Paul Crine's a little pissed off. He wanted a real fight. But like I said, we really don't know what would happen if it went to the ground.
As far as Kyle's future is concerned, though, I mean, obviously now he's kind of given a roadmap on what the game plan is against him. He's gonna have to mix it up if he wants to get into the fight. I mean, otherwise everyone's gonna do the same thing, right? Keep his head down and circle out.
I mean, me and you kind of talked about that early in his wrestling career when people didn't know how to wrestle Kyle. It was a lot more of a shock factor. But later in his career, a lot of people started figuring him out. I wouldn't want to say he's a one-dimensional wrestler because he came up with creative ways to wrestle. But, with anything, man, I mean, if you come in with a good game plan and it appeals to the guy you're fighting, it could equate to a W, and I think it did tonight for Fry. Everybody's booing Fry right now, but no reason to boo Fry. I mean, like I said, he ran a little bit in the second round. Everybody wanted to make a little bit more of a fight out of it, but who would have known? Who would have known what would happen if it ended up on the ground? Kyle's going to talk a little bit. a freak show. You can say what you want about the fight. You know, like I said, you know, David Obles promotes. Kyle Maynard's break barriers, and you know, Kyle Maynard broke a barrier tonight.
He brought it, man.
Brought it. Yeah. I'd like to thank our sponsors, BattlePass.com, SatLogicNetworks.com.
And we got Todos as well.
SotoCast.
SotoCast.
And RedDomeParty.com.
Showing the love. Auburn Fight Nights, great night all in all, great venue, great atmosphere, but I gotta say, we gotta get ring girls, we gotta get them fast.
Gotta get them fast. Too many hot Auburn chicks walking around tonight. Have ring girls tonight.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
Cliff Fretwell, signing off for Brandon Veazey.
Peace.
See you guys next time.